And once again, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Kickboxing's Night of Destruction right here at the Macedonian Entertainment Centre in Sunshine, Victoria. Michael Chavello, it's about to happen. This is a capacity crowd, fantastic for the promoters. Ultimate Promotions, Paul DeMacoli.
Tell you what, Tony Shebeki, it's a happening tonight. Paul DeMacoli, John Sheeter, Ultimate Promotions have established themselves over the past year as the #1 promoters of local shows here in Victoria. Tonight is going to be no difference. The whole western suburbs is gathered here at the Macedonian Centre, ready to prepare for a big night. We've got 2001 A Space Odyssey, the music pumping overhead. What more can you ask for on a Friday night, Tony?
And we're pumping too, mate. We're ready to pump anyway. Also going to say very big thank you to our sponsors. PCA Global Communications, a major sponsor of the night tonight, and give them a call on 9867 7700 down here in Melbourne. 9867 7700 for PCA Global Communications, who helped put all this together. Let's go through our first fight. Let's have a look at our fighters here, Michael. Brendan Stanley.
Well, let's take a look at Brendan Stanley. He's just come back from training in Thailand. He had a good time over there. He actually just arrived back on Sunday. He's also quite a qualified amateur boxer, Brendan, so he should be up for a good fight tonight against Dean Zireb, trainer Jay Osman, and that there being a super middleweight contest in USA rules. So for those of you not too familiar with the rules, USA rules, the allows of leg kicks, and later in the night we'll be featuring some international rules fighting, which also allows the use of knees to all parts of the body. So the first fight to be Brendan Stanley and Dean Zireb under USA rules.
Exactly, it's a super middleweight class, so 72.6 kilos up to the 76 kilo mark. And we're just waiting for our first fighters now to make their way towards the ring. Kickboxing, Michael, let's have a chat about it now. It's come a long way in the last, what, 5-6 years?
It has come a long way. Thanks very much to some of our Australian celebrities, people like Stan the Man, Slam and Sam Greco, Nick Thunderkick Talakouris, who's making his comeback on this card tonight. These are the people that have really established the sport in this country. It's called the sport of the 90s, kickboxing. It is probably the ultimate spectator sport, and it really has taken off. You know, not uncommon now to see hundreds of shows promoted a year, and it's shows like these that get down to the nitty-gritty, promoting the local fighters and the up-and-comers and the superstars on the main event that are really the great ones to watch, Tony.
Exactly, mate. Now, another thing, is this where the kids are heading towards now? Are they heading towards the kickboxing instead of just the full-on boxing?
Kickboxing is getting very popular amongst the kids. It's not only a sport, it keeps you physically fit, very good cardiovascular workout. It's also a very good self-defense and a very good mental training and mental discipline for the kids. Also, executives doing a lot of kickboxing now. You're finding a lot of business guys on their lunch breaks and after work heading down to the gym and doing some kickboxing. It's a great workout and a fantastic sport. And, you know, hopefully all the people watching tonight are really going to enjoy what is the best spectator sport, I believe, in the country.
You're talking about executives. What about that gorgeous actress?
How's that? I tell you what, there's a few gorgeous girls sitting at ringside here too, Shebeki, and
you're not wrong,
we
mate.
better watch out, because I know what they say about men with a microphone and a nice-looking girl, so
you're not
we'll
wrong.
be careful.
Very shortly, we're going to cross to Howard Lee in the ring to introduce our two fighters. Dean Zireb has just walked into the ring. Looks a fairly fit sort of a guy, Mike.
Dean looks good. I'm just checking out the calves on him. Some really good, well-developed calves there. Obviously, he's going to be a big kicker. And got a little bit of applause from the crowd when he came into the ring. But see, he's got Pat the Phantom Christofi in his corner. And Pat's going to be fighting later on in the night. Pat will be up against not Adam McNamara, Peter Floss. And Pat always willing to come out and help one of his fellow stablemates in the corner. And
now, let me tell you, this Pat is just an amazing guy. Pat the Phantom Christofi.
Pat the Phantom Christofi, he's one of the most...
He markets all his own T-shirts and his hats.
He does. He does. He's one of the most marketable kickboxers around. He's also one of the most popular on a local level as well. I think he's going to give Peter Floss a really good run for his money tonight. I mean, Pat's had a few disturbing losses recently, but I tell you what, the crowd really love the man and they really get behind him. He really does have a big cult following, and he's pretty spectacular to watch once he gets going.
You're not wrong. And I'll tell you what, folks, go out and buy your Phantom T-shirts now, because after tonight's fight, the way the Phantom's looking, they could double in price.
Yeah, he's looking very fit tonight. I mean, Pat always comes in peak physical condition. He's got one of the most awesome physiques of any kickboxer you'll find, and I really do wish him all the best of luck tonight.
Yeah, we all do. Well, our other fighter for the first fight tonight, Brendan Stanley, just coming into the ring now.
Brendan Stanley, of course, Anthony the Hitman Bella in his corner tonight, being trained by the one and only Johnny Sheeter, one of the partners here tonight on the Ultimate Promotions team. And Johnny, of course, one of the best local trainers you'll find, one of the best in Australia, really. He's got the Hitman in his corner, the Hitman, the reigning undisputed Australian middleweight Muay Thai champion, undefeated after 15 fights. And I tell you what, Brendan Stanley looking in great form as well.
And I tell you what, if Johnny Sheeter was another 2 foot taller, he would be out there too, I reckon.
Johnny Sheeter's a tiger of a man. Don't let me hear you say that.
No, I won't. Let's go to Howard Lee in the ring.
Thank you, Tony Shebeki and Michael Chavello calling all the shots on video, which we've seen on the Premier Punchline, on Foxtel, Premier Galaxy TV, the next couple of weeks. Welcome to the Knights of Jackson. 11 bouts tonight, action-packed non-stop program. We thank Ultimate Kickboxing Promotions, Constantinople, Demacoli. Opening bout, ladies and gentlemen, is in the super middleweight division. Would you welcome on my left, occupying the red corner? He's had 6 bouts, 2 wins, 4 losses, scaling 75.5 kilograms. Sunshine Police, Youth West Side Gymnasium, just round the corner from here. 24 years of age, black trunks, Gordon Dawson, Anthony Bella, John Shooter, his mentor. Would you welcome Brendan, the stylist, Stanley. Brendan Stanley, red and black trunks. Across the ring in the blue corner from Melbourne's Werribee Martial Arts Gymnasium. Making his debut at 20 years of age, Jane Osmond in the corner. Black trunks with silver trim. Would you welcome Dean Zureb. Super middleweight. Your ringside judges are Sherry Clay, Michael Vukovic, Bruce Black and White Haynes, your WKA World Kickboxing Association Supervisor is Michael Kenner, timekeeper David Simpson.
Okay, so fighters now about to get their final instructions.
Brendan Stanley against Dean Zireb. This probably seems to be a good fight first up. Brendan Stanley getting a standing ovation from the crowd as he made his way in. Very popular here amongst the Western Suburbs fans. And I'm really looking forward to this fight, Shebeki. It's going to kick off the night in a good fashion.
Mate, fight number 1 out of 11. We're in for a big night tonight.
Paul Demacoli never fails to put on a fantastic 5-star show, and this one I feel is going to be no exception. Can't wait till the main event, but here we go between Brendan Stanley and Dean Zireb.
It is the super middleweight class, 3 by 2 minute rounds.
3 by 2 minute rounds.
USA rules. And both fighters coming out just a little bit cautious there at the start, Mike.
Well, Dean Zireb would be a little bit cautious. I mean, this is his debut fight, as Howard said just before. So he'll be wanting to just feel out Brendan at the moment, and Brendan sort of trying to stick close to him. Let's see if he uses any of the knowledge that he would have picked up in Thailand over the past few weeks. As we said, he just arrived back in the country on Sunday, so he's only been here for 5 days, and let's see what the young man's learned.
Now, he's had a fight as an amateur boxer too, Brendan Stanley, and won that on a split decision, so he's good with his hands also.
Well, that's going to come in very handy. I mean, I can see him throwing quite a few kicks here at the moment. He let go of a high kick just a moment before, and Dean Zireb is floating his head a little bit and sort of taunting Brendan to come at him. Might not be such a wise idea. And Dean Zireb wearing the black mouth guard a la Mike Tyson as well, with the black shorts and the silver lining. And a couple of nice kicks checked there by Brendan Stanley. Follows it up to the roundhouse kick, right roundhouse kick to the body. There's that roundhouse kick again. I'll tell you what, Shebeki, those ones take the toll on you. A few of those in the thigh and you'll be going down in no time. You really have to be well conditioned for those. And you can already see a large red welt coming up on the left thigh, the rear left thigh of Dean Zireb. So it's obvious that Brendan Stanley is going to work on that left leg.
And he certainly is too. That left leg and also that left rib cage is where Brendan Stanley's aiming most of those kicks.
Dean Zireb is trying to go low with a couple of leg kicks, but Brendan Stanley is checking them all quite nicely, and he's staying in very close, keeping the pressure on Dean very closely. And quite a good start so far. Brendan really on the offensive. Dean backing back, but nice high kick there. Roundhouse kick again to the head by Brendan. Gone for the high kick again, spinning around, didn't connect with it.
So 3 2-minute rounds, our first fight on the card tonight, the super middleweight fight. Brendan Stanley and Dean Zireb.
And Brendan is really trying to use that left-legged roundhouse kick and the right-legged one to his advantage. The end of round 1, and a good round there for Brendan. I thought both fighters did pretty well, but that the cops that the blows he took to the thigh there of Dean Zireb could cause him a few problems if this one goes a distance.
So first round, you'd have to have Brendan Stanley ahead on points.
Yes, I'd say Brendan Stanley ahead on points, not by too much, but he tried to get in quite a few high kicks, and those ones scored pretty well with the judges. And the low kicks, the leg kicks that Dean Zireb did throw at him in that round, most of them were caught by Brendan. So definitely Brendan's round first up, but Dean Zireb, debut fighter, you know, overcoming nerves. It's a tough thing to get up there in the ring. We were making the pre-fight speech up there before, and it's an intimidating feeling, Shebeki. So
you're not wrong.
I'll tell you what, you know, good luck to both men. This is going to be an interesting fight. I think it's going to go the distance. I mean, both men look like they're very well conditioned, moving around quite well. And I'm sure that Dean's corner just telling him, look, you're hanging in there, you're doing well, it's only your first fight. You know, keep moving around. Don't let him get too much on the attack of you, and just watch that left leg.
Well, for Dean, I suppose, to last the 3 rounds and not go down in his first fight, that'd have to be a big accomplishment for him.
Very big accomplishment, and he should be very proud of himself if he goes the distance and wins it.
Let's see how he goes. Well, he comes out kicking first up, actually, does Dean Zireb, but look at Brendan Stanley coming in with the combination left-right with the hands. Now he comes in with the kicks, and I think he may have Dean Zireb a little bit rattled here, Michael.
Well, there's those amateur boxing skills that we talked about, and I tell you what, a few of those right crosses in the right place will make you wish you were somewhere else, Shebeki, but he's really taking up to him now, and Dean Zireb trying to counter by digging his way in and closing the gap down, but well done there. Brennan Stanley came out very strongly with the hands and connected with quite a few. Goes downstairs looking for that outside left thigh again, and that's a huge red welt that's building up. Tries to back Dean against the ropes.
Got a good defence, young fella, Dean.
Yeah, Dean's doing quite well. He's covering up quite well. He's not sticking his head out as much as he did in the first round. And there's Brendan leading him with a couple of nice left jabs and then following through with the right cross. That left jab nearly found its way through the defence. And Dean really forced to cover up. A nice right hook to the head. And Brendan really on the attack. He caught him there, though, with the right. So Brendan copped one on the head there, and Dean showing that anything you can do, I can pretty much give it back to you, Brendan, if you give me the chance.
You just get the feeling now that Brendan Stanley's trying to set up Dean Zurich with those punches to the head, the shoulder area. Now here we go again.
Beautiful left jab there by Brendan Stanley, and he's coming with the right. There's the right, there's the left. And I thought Dean looked a little bit wobbly there, but he backed out of action. That one there copped him on the eyebrow too. He has to be careful and cover up more.
The defence is falling now,
The defence has to stay tight. The gloves have to stay together. The head has to be down. The chin down. No use keeping it up. And Brendan is not only working the upper part, he's also going downstairs and working that outside left thigh. And I'll tell you what, that left thigh is really going to be swelling up, and that'll be hurting around about now. And he caught him with a beautiful right then as well. Smack bang on the kisser.
Standing count here for Dean Zureb, and the bell couldn't come soon enough for this young kid.
Yeah, referee Mark Corey realising that Dean needed a bit of a breather after he copped that one just before, and probably a good thing. You can see the red marks on his back as well, where some of those kicks have connected. And that's the end of the second round. Another good one for Brendan Stanley, but well done to Dean Zireb. He's hanging in there, He's taking some punishment, but the boy is showing guts.
Exactly, and I mean, it's his first fight. We've mentioned that. Jay Osmond, the trainer, I mean, Jay has his fighters normally conditioned quite well too, Michael.
Jay does. He's a very good trainer, and he's got Pat the Phantom there, Christofi in the corner, giving him some words of advice. I mean, Dean looks in very good condition. He doesn't look overweight. Doesn't look like he's carrying any extra weight. He's looking quite well. It's just that I hope that left leg holds out in the third and final round. Brendan's looking pretty fresh over there. Johnny Sheeter having a word with him, probably saying keep the pressure up, keep him close. You worked him well with the hands there. Just try and keep the pressure on, Brendan.
Yeah, he just has to survive this last round, Brendan Stanley, and you'd say he'd take this one out. No problems there.
Yeah, definitely it's going to be Brendan's fight if he can go this one more round and not risk getting a knockout or getting a count. But I can't see that happening at the moment, and his corner are doing a good job, slapping him into it, saying, come on, Brendan, this is it, mate. There's a victory on the cards. You've come back from Thailand, returning home with a triumphant win on the Ultimate Promotions first show of the year. Won't be a better start to 1996 as the bell goes for round 3.
Oh, you're not wrong. Let's see how we go. The boy from the Sunshine Police Youth Centre. That's where he does his training, so he's a local boy around here. And the crowd here at the Macedonian Entertainment Centre really getting behind Dean Stanley as we come into the third and final round of the super middleweight bout here, bout number 1 on the card of Kickboxing's Night of Destruction, proudly put on by Ultimate Promotions and sponsored by PCA Global Communications.
Yeah, and again, Brendan opening up very well on this rope. Both men were pinched there a moment ago, and referee Mark Corey breaking them up. Brendan there trying to push his opponent away with the front kick. It didn't quite come off. Going downstairs again to that outside left thigh. That's really got to be hurting Dean Zireb by now. They'll take the starch out of you very quickly, but Dean managed to check that kick, came back with a left hook, sort of connected to the side of the neck around the ear region of Brendan, but probably wouldn't have taken much starch out of him.
Got to give a lot of credit to this young kid, Dean Zureb. He is staying there, and he brought Brendan Stanley down. Michael Chavallo, did you see that one?
Dean Zireb went for the low kick, and Brendan Stanley, I think it was probably a slip more than anything. But I tell you what, Dean applying the pressure now in the final round. There's a beautiful left jab, right cross combination, and Dean showing that he could trade a few of those head punches with Brendan anytime. Brendan backing him against the ropes, trying to go with that low kick again, and Dean checking at that time, but the crowd really getting behind it. And I can see Laura Skinner across the ring, the reigning Australian women's champion.
Yep.
She's cheering on for Brendan Stanley, her stablemate, and the crowd really getting behind this fight. Fantastic atmosphere to start the night off with.
Nice high kick there from Brendan Stanley. Still applying the pressure as Stanley. Zureb is staying with him, and I like that in this young kid. He's really showing a lot of guts and tenacity in his first fight.
Zureb's great. I'm just watching his eyes, and I think he's trying to go down low, and there he is going for the leg kick on Brendan Stanley, but Brendan followed that one back with a beautiful right hand. And both men probably tiring now towards the end of the fight. Brennan would be pretty confident he has it wrapped up. But nice roundhouse kick there to the face. But that's taking nothing away at all from Dean. He's put up a very valiant effort, and he's still in there. And there goes the third round bell to end the fight. Shebeki, a great fight to start it off with.
What a great starting point here. Night of destruction.
Well, if that is the start of the event, we've got 10 of those and more to come, Michael Chavello. Are we going to survive?
I tell you what, we are in for one hell of a ripper of a night. And we see that's Laura Skinner in the centre of the ring, just delivering the Storm. She is a truly brilliant female kickboxer and someone to definitely keep an eye on. No doubt Paul DeMcCauley, her manager, and John Sheeter, her trainer, will be taking her overseas sometime later this year. And definitely one of the premier women in kickboxing in this country. And we see a couple of her potential rivals at ringside as well, floating around the crowd. So I'm sure they're all keeping an eye on how Laura's looking. But on that fight yet again, congratulations to Dean Zireb. Fantastic effort. But Brendan Stanley from mine has got it. And well done to Brendan, triumphant return coming back from Thailand.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you on that one, Michael Chavello. Brendan Stanley will definitely take this one out on points. And our sponsors here tonight for round number one, or bout number one, I should say, Metropolitan Pest and Weed Control. And West Colour also are up there for bout number one, so we thank them for coming on board.
Thank you very much also to those sponsors, because without sponsors like them, these local shows could not happen.
Exactly.
I mean, you can see the value of entertainment, the value for money you're getting here entertainment-wise, and without their input, none of this could be happening.
No, you're not wrong. Ultimate Promotions putting on a fantastic show, and Howard Lee now is about to come up with the judge's decision very shortly, but as we said, a fantastic fight. First up, Brendan Stanley and Dean Zurich.
Good fight first up. I mean, both men worked all bodies, all parts of the body very well. Brendan particularly went downstairs with the roundhouse kick to the outside left thigh of Dean Zireb. That one would have hurt him a lot. I can still see the red swelling appearing on his leg there.
And kept working and working on it. Didn't give up.
He kept trying to back him against the ropes. But full credit to Dean, because he had his head sticking out quite a bit, let himself open, you know, in the first round.
Yep.
But then I think he went back to the corner and they said, close it up a bit, because Brendan Stanley is a good amateur boxer. So that he closed it up, and well done.
Okay, let's go to Howard Lee in the ring.
From the red corner, Brendan Stanley.
Yes, well done to Brendan. No arguments about that one. Unanimous points decision.
Yes, no, definitely no doubts about that one. But as we said, and we'll keep saying it for the rest of the night, Dean Zureb.
Some more work. Dean Zireb, I think we could be seeing a lot more of him in the very hotly competitive super middleweight division. Super middleweights and middleweights, these are the classes that you find the likes of Louis Isophides, Anthony Bella, Dale Westerman, Tony Hill, Gurkhan Ozkan, all these fantastic stars of Aussie kickboxing. It is the most competitive kickboxing division in Australian kickboxing at the moment, and boasting some great superstars. And who knows, with a little bit more practice and a bit more experience, Dean Zireb could join them one day.
Actually, with a little bit more weight behind him, and I think he might have a little bit more growing there, young Dean Zureb. I could see him probably even going to the light heavyweight class there.
Yeah.
Fight went up to Brisbane to try out for Gladiators as a challenger.
That's right. I saw him try out here in Melbourne. How did he go up in Brisbane?
Just missed out.
He's a super fit man.
Certainly
I'll tell you what. And he'll be keeping a close eye on Jenk tonight. Don't be surprised if we see World War III between those two sometime later this year.
Well, I think there was talk about a rematch after the last fight, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was big talk. I mean, Michael won the first one on points. Jenk won the second one on points. 1-1, something's got to separate them, and it's maybe going to happen later this year. Michael also has fought Jenk's stablemate in Anthony Vella. Went the distance with him last November on the crowning undercard, and that one there, Anthony Vella coming through on a very close split decision. But Michael keeping an eye on proceedings very closely tonight.
Fight number 3 coming up. It's a super lightweight, 61.1 to 63.5 kilos. 3 by 2 minute rounds of the USA rules, and we've got Lindsay Todaro up against Pele Manivong, and let's have a look at the two of them. Trained in Thailand also, Lindsay Todaro.
Yeah, Lindsay Todaro, I've seen him fight on a couple of occasions, and a man who's going to give Pele a very good run for his money tonight. Pele, I wonder what his soccer skills are like, Shebeki. Is he going to start dribbling the ball around the ring? I'll tell you what, with a name like that.
Well, we talk about Thailand being the breeding place for kickboxers. Pele Manivong was actually born in Thailand.
Born in Thailand, well, you can't get much more Thai than that. Let's see if, I don't know what age the man came here to Australia, but if he's still got any of that Thai instinct and that Thai cunning and killing warrior spirit in him, then he's going to give Lindsay Todaro one hell of a run. And
Jeez, I tell you
a little bit of the agility shown there by Pele, and the crowd giving him a few whistles. That's what they want to see, a few of the spectacular kicking moves that you can happen here in Kickboxer. Don't think that what you see on the screen by the likes of Van Dam and Chuck Norris can't be repeated here in the ring, because it definitely can.
And especially with these guys, the super lightweights, they're light enough to be able to do it all fight.
These guys are quick, these guys are sharp, these guys are hard, they're very well conditioned, and you're going to see some great kickers coming on later on in the night as well, especially Nick Thunderkick Talakouris. Why do you think they call the guy Thunderkick? He's simply awesome when he gets that leg up high, and you know, you're also going to see Peter the Rock Markovski, whose kicking skills have come up really well in the past few months. He's also an excellent boxer, and here's Lindsay Todaro in a very bright outfit, and getting a standing ovation from the crowd as well. They love him.
Now, going back to the old thunder kick, he was also known for the big axe kick too, wasn't he? Came
Big
down with
kick,
those.
big high right and left roundhouse kicks as well. You know, not unaccustomed to throwing the old spinning kick as well. Big thunder kick is going to pull them all out. I'm sure on this, his comeback fight against Adam McNamara, he's going to be wanting to pull them all out here tonight, pull out all the stops for the crowd, and really give them a show they won't forget.
So come on, Kickboxing's Night of Destruction, proudly brought to you tonight by Ultimate Promotions, and also the major sponsor, PCA Global Communications. Crown Casino getting a little bit of a mention in the ring too.
Yeah, Crown Casino getting a bit of promotion and getting behind the sport more and more in every promotion. It's good to see these big corporations getting behind the sport of kickboxing, because that's what it really needs.
Let's now go to Howard Lee in the ring.
Thank you, Tony and Michael calling the shots. Okay, we're coming up about 3 on our program, sponsored by the Lincolnshire Arms Hotel, M&M Blinds. Your ringside judges, Terry Clay, Warren McGee, Professor Bruce Haynes. Good evening, Ruth. Welcome. Staff, I like that. SCA the staff of life. Okay, this bout in the super lightweight division, 61 to 63 kilograms. Would you welcome on my left, occupying the red corner with Joe DeMacaulay, Anthony Vella, John Cheetah, part of the team. He comes from North Sunshine, wearing multicolored trunks of purple, blue, and white. He's had 7 bouts, 4 wins, scaling 64.1 kilograms. Would you welcome Lindsay Todaro. In the blue corner, he's had 1 win, 1 loss, working out of the delay with the Werribee Wonder Girl assisting in the corner, wearing pink trunks with blue trim, Muay Thai. He comes from Altona Meadows, scaling 62.2 kilograms, Pele Manivong. 3 round strikes, Bert Whistle.
A little Western Suburbs field here for this fight. Werribee versus Sunshine.
Yeah, Werribee versus Sunshine. The crowd getting behind it again. And Pele Manivong there, 1 win and 1 loss in this crowd. As you said before, she's been born in Thailand. Let's see if we get that Thai spirit, Thai fighting warrior spirit coming out tonight. And Lindsay Todaro, Johnny Sheehan, and impressive pair of trunks on both men. They'd be up for the hottest trunks award of the night so far.
What about Howard Lee's jacket?
Oh,
forget the trunks.
No one tops Howard.
But Lindsay Todaro, very tall boy too.
Tall, he's obviously got a bit of a height advantage, and he's going to have quite a reach advantage against Pele, because Pele hasn't got very long arms, as is the case with most Thai fighters. So this is going to be a very interesting one indeed. And Lindsay coming out on the attack to open up with some nice punching combinations there in the midsection. This one being fought as well under USA rules. Yeah, no knees allowed in this one. It's USA rules, not international rules. You will be seeing some international rules later in the night. But tonight it's only big kicks and kicks to the body allowed under USA rules. This one's scheduled by 2 minutes round.
Pele Manivong actually receiving a warning from our referee.
Depending on how much Pele fought in Thailand, he might be used to knee fights. I mean, that's all they fight over in Thailand. They fight with knees, and they fight what's called world rules, which is the inclusion of elbows as well. Elbows are not permitted here in Australia in a lot of states and in a lot of fights, but they are truly awesome to watch. And
geez, that uppercut from Pele, but out it connected.
Yeah, nice uppercut, left hook combination by Pele, and I'll tell you what, one of those will decapitate you if they come off.
Lindsay Todaro is still looking very good, but you would say, I reckon Lindsay may have the upper hand early on in the fight.
Yeah, Lindsay keeping his toes moving around very well, and nice high kick coming up there from Pele. Thankfully for Lindsay, that one didn't connect.
Both these guys have all the moves in the corners. Just keeping the encouragement coming out. Johnny Sheehan over there in the red corner. Just willing on Lindsay.
Well, there's that whipping around kick, and that's so much a trademark of the Thai fighters. And Lindsay honing in there and going downstairs with the leg kick to the outside left thigh. But both men looking in great condition. This is shaping up to be another stellar contest. And a beautiful
nice
front
kick from Lindsay.
Great front kick there from Lindsay with the left leg. And that's where you want to plant them smack bang on the kiss, and that'll drive you right back. And there's that left-legged front kick again, trying to push him back against the ropes and then come in with a punching combination. So a good strategy there by Lindsay.
Saved by the bell at the end there, Pele Manivong. Took a couple of nice punches, and just before that, a beautiful front kick there to the face.
Yeah, end of the first round, Pele started off very well, you know, in fine form, but Lindsay showing his all-over game and showing that little bit more experience, and there's probably no better weapon in kickboxing to keep your opponent at bay with than the leg kick. I mean, you shoot it straight out in front of you, you connect to either midsection or you can connect to the face if you can get it up that high and effectively, and it's great for keeping your opponent at bay, and that's exactly what Lindsay was doing on Pele at the end of that round, and he copped 2 straight front kicks right to the kisser, and they'll send you reeling back every time.
Well, it's important to keep the distance that you want, isn't it?
It is. It's important to keep your distance, and also to realise that once you've kept the distance and you push the opponent back with the front kick, not to stop there but to follow through, and that's what Lindsay was doing. He was pushing back with the front kick, following it through some left and right combinations to the midsection, and trying to pressure him against the ropes, and that's what you have to do. Well done to Lindsay. He kept the pressure up, but I like this Pele, and I think that he can come out with something spectacular.
Big future, both these boys. It's kickboxing's night of destruction out here at the Macedonian Centre.
And there it is, Lindsay opening up again with that left-legged front kick, and that's exactly what Anthony the Hitman Bella is doing against Louis Osafides in his fight last year, opening up the rounds with that front kick.
A little bit of the home training advantage, you reckon they're rubbing off on Lindsay?
Yeah, I think so. I think so very much. It looks like it's one of his favourite techniques, and he's using it quite effectively at the moment. As I said, it can be a very effective technique if executed correctly, and Lindsay not afraid to use it. And you know, it's a good point scorer as well.
Looks like he's got all the moves, Lindsay Todaro, able to duck under those punches.
Yeah, it looks like he's agile on his feet, and he's moving around quite well, and he's getting the leg up very high. And, you know, it takes a lot of ability to get your leg up that high and deliver a kick with momentum and with impact. And that's what Lindsay's trying to do on a number of counts at the moment. And an attempted spinning back kick, jumping spinning back kick there from Pele. We said that this man has the ability probably to rip out something spectacular, and it looks like that's what he's trying to do. But Lindsay going downstairs, continuing to pressure that outside left thigh, which has been a favourite target of most of the fighters here tonight. Remember, Brennan Stanley in the first fight went downstairs on Dean Zireb and was working the outside left thigh as well.
Yep, exactly. Both these guys putting up an excellent exhibition here around bout number 3 in the super lightweight. Lindsay Todaro in the colourful shorts. Well, both these guys have got the colourful shorts. We'd say that Pele's got the pink shorts, Lindsay with the blue with the purple.
Yeah, Pele with the pink shorts and the tie riding over the front, and Lindsay with his surname inscripted onto the back of his twin shorts. And a leaping left hook there by Pele didn't quite connect. And both men still moving around, still very light on their feet. Lindsay, connected
Pele
nicely there with the left hook. Well done by Pele. That rattled Lindsay a little bit. And he tried to back him against the rope and keep the pressure on, but Lindsay staying close, burying him down, and just trying to negate the punching power there of Pele Manivong.
Manivong starting to come good now towards the end of the second round, and the bell goes. 1 round to go in this fantastic super lightweight fight. Lindsay Todaro, Pele Manivong. And as we said, Pele just coming good towards the end, but at the start and probably for the first minute and a half, you'd have to give the round to Lindsay Todaro.
Again, I think it would have been Lindsay's round. I mean, Lindsay finished the first round very strongly, continued on from where he left off in the second round. But, you know, Pele essentially launched that attempted spinning back kick before, which didn't quite come off. Maybe there was still a little bit more confidence in him, and he went headhunting a little bit after Lindsay Todaro, and connected there with a beautiful left hook towards the end of the round, had him under some pressure over towards the ropes, and Lindsay would have been thankful to have the bell sounded and go back to his corner and regain his composure.
So we've got round number 3 coming up now, the super lightweight bout. Lindsay Todaro and Pele Manivong. 11 fights on the card tonight. Some fantastic action still to come.
And just getting a big smile there from Anthony the Hitman Bella, no doubt preparing himself for a big contest coming up in a couple of months' time against Tony Hollywood Hill, the Australian champion from up in Queensland, and that's one very anticipated fight. And Pele opening up there with another spinning kick, and the crowd really appreciating that he is trying to pull up some of the more spectacular moves.
Unfortunately for him, but they're not connecting.
No, not connecting at the moment, but there is still a bit of confidence in you, know. If he connects with one of those, it could be all over Red Rover for Lindsay Todaro. It only takes one of them, and Lindsay's showing that he's no slouch either, lining up there with a high right roundhouse kick.
Coming in with the 1-2 there, Todaro onto Pele. Not much force in the connection there. from Todaro, but Pele comes with a lovely left cross.
That's twice in the fight now that Pele has shown that he's got a good left hook when he puts his mind to it. And you can see the sweat flying off Lindsay Todaro. But Lindsay now backing him against the ropes, going downstairs with an inside leg kick to the inside left thigh. And still both men very light on their feet, so they don't look too tired at the moment.
Pele coming out once more. Todaro now in the corner.
Yeah, Pele hunting after him again with the left hook and chasing him across the ring, right in front of our commentary position where the sweat is flying across my commentary notes here. But it's only understandable. It's hot up there and it's intense pressure up there. You can't let your guard down for one moment. And both of these men right on top of each other at the moment and not giving an inch away.
Lindsay Todaro, we seem to think just marginally in front on points, probably.
Oh, beautiful front kick executed again there by Lindsay Todaro. That left-legged front kick, he's used it very effectively in this fight, pushing Pele back. And Pele coming in again, trying to throw the left hook, but unfortunately didn't come off.
Pele nearly tempted to use the knee there, I saw also again, Michael.
Yeah, probably that tie instinct coming out of him again. And both men going to clinch there, and referee Bryce Burtwish, an experienced referee, breaking them up. So far, all three fights have been good, clean fights. And that's what we like to see, good, clean fights, good, clean, sharp techniques, and the crowd really appreciate it.
You've just got this feeling that Pele Manivong's just trying to set Lindsay Todaro up for one of those big spinning kicks.
Yeah, tried to back himself into the ring corner and tried to get out of it with the right uppercut then. But of course the bell saving Lindsay from any onslaught or saving Pele from any more pressure from his opponent. And a very well fought fight between both men. And it's going to be a close decision, this one. Yeah. Although I'd probably be inclined to go for Lindsay.
Yeah, I'll go with you on that one. Three very tough rounds for the two guys in the super lightweight, Lindsay Todaro and Pele Manivong. And after this decision, we may even try and have a chat to Joanne Felsen, who's just come into our commentary position also. A very impressive debut fight there from Joanne Felsen.
Oh, fantastic. You know, one of the fights of the night so far by Joanne. She didn't let up for one moment, kept the pressure right on, as did these two men in the ring. Lindsay Todaro, I think he shows a lot of potential, a lot of promise as a guy to keep a very close eye on in the future. Pele Manivong, his record now stands, one win and one loss before this fight. He'll be hoping he can pull off a decision here, although I think it will go Lindsay's way. But a very brave effort from Pele, and I wouldn't mind finding a little bit more out about this man's history, and I think that in the Osman camp we could see a lot more of him coming up in the future. This fight, of course, being brought to you by the Lincolnshire Arms Hotel and M&M Blinds, 3x2-minute rounds under USA rules. These men, super lightweights, they're ranging between 61.1 and 63.5 kilograms.
So Howard Lee now about to enter the ring to give our decision in this fight, the super lightweight, Lindsay Todaro and Pele Manivong. The decision now being handed to Howard. Let's cross to him in the ring.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael, for your great support. How are you enjoying the evening?
Lovely, excellent. One of the best I've seen for a while now.
Thanks, Michael. Whereabouts is your business?
It's down at Western Market, and also I've got a shop in Footscray and at Lebanon Market.
Busy man. Lebanon Market Sunday mornings. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, by unanimous points, the winner from the red corner, Lindsay Todaro.
And well done there to Lindsay Todaro, as predicted, winning it on points, unanimous points.
3 out of 3 we got there, Michael.
3 out of 3, they're building up, aren't they? And, you know, Pele Manivong, as I said, a very valiant effort. His record now standing at 1 win, 2 losses, but nothing to be ashamed about. He's at distance with a very qualified opponent.
You're not wrong, and very shortly Howard Lee will have our winner, and also Pele Manivong, our runner-up, and he'll have them for an interview, so here we go, here's Howard. Very shortly we're going to be speaking to Joanne Felsen about her exciting win on the second bout tonight.
With that decision, very.
Well, Tony Pele Manivong saying,
I'd like to thank my trainer,
just listening to him actually.
Dennis. I'd like to thank my family and all my friends here tonight for supporting me. Thank you.
Pele saying he was disappointed with the decision. Personally, a close fight, but definitely a points win to Lindsay.
Maybe it was disputed. How did you see that one? I'm a fighter and I win some, I lose some, and I take them all to the chin. Can't do much more than that. I'd like to thank everyone in the red corner, Johnny, Ann, Joey, all my mates, all the boys. Thank everyone from the Sunshine Police Youth Centre. Thanks. Okay, Lindsay Todaro.
So, Lindsay Todaro taking out bout number 3, and bout number 2 tonight was a fantastic women's bout between Angela Buddygig and Joanne Felsen. With us tonight after her fight is Joanne Felsen. Joanne, you must be so excited. Your first fight and it was a win.
Yeah, I am. I'm pretty happy, you know. I trained hard. Everyone in the gym helped me. I was a bit nervous, but, you know, everything went well.
How nervous is it going in there for your first fight, Joanne? I mean, was the adrenaline just really pumping?
To be honest, I was actually really nervous at the start, but once I actually got in there, I was all right. I just looked at it and I thought, you know, I've trained hard, I'm here to do my job, and that's it.
So what does the future now hold for Joanne Felsen?
I don't know. We'll see as time goes on. Train hard. Hopefully, I don't know, we'll just see as it goes.
Joanne, obviously your boxing skills came through for you very much in that fight. Something you've been concentrating on leading up to your debut?
Yeah, we've been training really hard, you know, every day. I've also done a bit of karate before, so that helped me a lot.
Well, Joanne Felsen, congratulations from both of us here and everyone here at the Macedonian Centre. We look forward to seeing you maybe on the next program.
Thanks for that.
Joanne Felsen joining us here in Kickboxing's Night of Destruction, and she put up a fantastic effort against Angela Buddygig, her first fight, and she takes it out.
Yeah, fantastic, and this is a very familiar theme for a fighter to come out to in the kickboxing world. What a ripper of a clash we're in for in the next one. The light heavyweight contest ranging between 76 and 79 kilos, 3 by 2 minute rounds under USA rules. It'll be Chris Pappas having his first fight up against Paul Greski.
Chris Pappas and Paul Greski, this is going to be a fantastic fight. As you said, the light heavyweight.
I remember him last time I came here to the Macedonian Centre in Sunshine. He fought on the Ultimate Promotions card against John Portelli, who he lost to in a very good contest. And he's had 3 losses here in the western suburbs, Shebeki, so he'll be looking for a good show in front of this crowd here tonight. He's up against Chris Pappas, who's fighting his first night, and I believe you have an interesting stat on Chris in regard to his weight.
Well, we believe, and it's a fairly strong rumor, we believe it's nearly fact actually, that Chris Pappas had to lose 20 kilos to get down to this weight and fight tonight. 20 kilos, that is a lot in anyone's business.
That's guts, that's determination, that's a hell of a lot of training to get down 20 kilos and fight. In one way, you know, I hope that it hasn't affected him at all, that he hasn't dieted it down too hard, he hasn't lost too much weight, or is too dehydrated, that he's lost too much too quickly, and it's going to affect the way that he fights.
Well, I don't know whether it was 20 kilos over a short period or whether it was an extended period.
I'd say it would have been an extended period, but it depends how much he had to slim down in the past couple of weeks to make the weight. But we'll see him when he gets to the ring, and
now
good luck to him in his first fight.
Let's have a look at Chris Pappas' trainer, Abbott.
Ben, a very familiar face around the kickboxing and the local karate tournaments. He takes a lot of his men down to the local national law styles karate tournaments as well, and he's trained a lot of successful kickboxers, amongst them Pat the Phantom Christofi, Silky Smooth Hung Fan, who is another popular one amongst the western suburbs crowd here, and no doubt he's prepared Chris Pappas very well for this fight. He's quite
he's a solid boy, isn't he?
Yeah, very solid boy. He's got the hair tied back. Looks like he means business in his first fight, Shebeki.
No, you're not wrong, and very shortly Howard Lee will be doing the introductions in the ring. This will be a fantastic fight between Chris Pappas and Paul Greski. The light heavyweight fight, 3 by 2 minute rounds.
Night of destruction, it's a happening here. The eyes in March beware. And I'll tell you what, anyone wanting to front up against one of these men in the ring, beware, because they look hot, they look ready, and they look pumped. And look at the stare down being given there by Paul Greski to his opponent Chris Pappas. He looks ready for action.
Really focusing, and is Paul Greski. Chris Pappas up there also. This fight sponsored by Good Looking Furniture and SEW Euro Drive. Let's go to Howard Lee.
Light heavyweight stepping up for the big men, 76.1 to 79 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 3 rounds sponsored by Good Looking Furniture, so SEW Euro Drive. You're not hot there, are you, Tom? You're Michael? Come on, it's pretty cool in here. We're at the South Pole. Okay, would you welcome, ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner. He comes from Melton South with Pat Christofi and Abbott. Preston Kula, his mentors. Welcome back from Virus. Abbott making his debut. He's fondly known as the Wizard. Scaling 79.2 kilograms. Chris Pappas. Chris Pappas. Would you welcome in the blue corner from Wodonga, Albury, Victoria, 18 years of age, wearing new tie trunks, black and gold with red. With Darren in the corner, would you welcome Paul Greski. scaling 78.9 kilograms. Judges are Clay, McGee and Haynes. In charge, Bryce Birtwhistle.
Thank you, Howard Lee, for the introductions there of the light heavyweight bout. Sponsored by Good Looking Furniture and SEW Eurodrive. Kickboxing's Night of Destruction. It is bout number 4 between Chris Pappas, Paul Greski. 3 2-minute rounds.
The wizard, Chris Pappas. Let's see what tricks he can pull out of his magical hat tonight. This is his debut fight. Weighed in at 79.2 kilos.
Just a tad over the limit.
Just a tad over, but it shouldn't worry Paul Greski too much. I don't think they'll make much fuss out of that. And both men, the stare down. I love this part of the fight, Shebeki. Look at the stare down. I mean, Paul Greski is towering over his opponent. Obvious fight and reach advantage. But look at the torso on that guy. Look at the torso on Chris Pappas.
Yep.
He looks really solid, and I can see that he probably has slimmed down quite a lot for this fight, but he's looking good for it.
What about the Phantom? He looks set for a big fight later on.
Yeah, he always looks good, and good luck to him in the corner, coming out to the corner of all of his fellow stablemates. And look at the stare on Chris Pappas' face. I wouldn't like to meet that guy in the dark alley, I'll tell you what. Paul Greski, cool, calm, collected, as he is in every fight.
So Pappas now coming out, both fighters coming out with the early kicks, and Pappas has got Greski down! Got the inside kick going, and Pappas got Greski down.
Three successive leg kicks by the wizard, and he hunts with a big overhand right, calling the pressure straight up there on his debut fight. Paul Greski doesn't know what's hit him. Chris Pappas has started like a house on fire, and now Paul Greski starting to fire back. Pandemonium here at ringside, the crowd really getting behind it. They sense a knockout. We haven't had one yet. Could this be the first one of the night?
Pappas now, he's got Greski along the ropes. Greski just ducking and weaving, getting out of those punches. And now we're going to have a little bit of a steadying effect there as the ref just separates them. But boy, they've come out fighting hard, Mike.
Oh, geez, it looks like we're going to be in for a rumble. It doesn't look like they're going to be too technical, but Chris Pappas throwing himself in full on and getting a bit of a warning there from Bryce Birtwhistle. But throwing himself fully into it, and Paul Greski didn't know what copped him then. And Paul might like to go down low and try a few of those leg kicks, try and soften up the legs of Chris Pappas.
They're big legs. You take a few kicks to soften them up.
Oh, geez, they're tree trunks. Just take a look at them. But obviously, Chris Pappas very much favouring his boxing skills so far. And Paul Greski would be wise to maybe try and work the front kick and keep him at bay. But he's been bundled up in the corner, but defending it quite well.
Greski getting Pappas on the back as he went through the ropes. Now they're back in the centre of the ring. This has been an absolute slug feast.
Shooting it out in the centre of the ring, and if I'm not mistaken, Chris Pappas could be bleeding from the nose.
I think he might be
Take a look
right.
when he faces us. Yeah, it looks like it's coming out of the left nostril, a little bit of blood from the nose. So already Paul Greski doing a bit of damage. And look at his face. He's been hit in the opening seconds of the fight. He looks cool, he looks calm, he looks collected.
Full credit to him because, I mean, he was hit hard at the start.
Oh yeah, he sure was. You know, he went down there early. And maybe taken more by surprise more than anything else. In the end of a really torrid first round for both men, Chris Pappas, you know, he's looking like he's breathing heavily at the end of the first round. And
that hurt too.
Yeah, that hurt too, it did. And that
The
blood
water
nose,
sprayed on the face.
yeah, that blood nose coming out of the left nostril is going to give him a few problems maybe. But Paul Greski, Mr. Cool, Mr. Calm, and a very interesting first round.
He is fully focused, isn't he, Greski? He just, all through the start you were mentioning there, he just gave Pappas that stare down, and then all through the fight he was just focused on the one thing, and that was to come back from the early knock that he got and to come back and actually win the round. I think he might have.
He is, and he looks good, he looks conditioned. I'm just taking a look at Chris over in his corner, and he looks like he's really struggling for breath. I mean, it is his first fight, and you know, he's worked obviously very, very hard to get here. Full credit to him. He got caught with a blow there that caused the nose to bleed, and I bet just trying to fix that one up and plug it up at the moment so it doesn't cause him too many other problems. Slipping the mouth guard in, saying, "Good on you, Chris. Get out there, mate, and give it all you've got," and that's what he plans to do.
Guaranteed he's going to do exactly that as the bell rings for the start of round number 2, the light heavyweight clash between Chris Pappas and Paul Greski. Once again, both fighters come down. Greski with a bit of a slip there.
Yeah, Greski
Nothing in it.
Using his weight and using his bulk against actually, I should say Pappas using his bulk and his weight against Greski. And now headhunting with those big high kicks, then going downstairs with some outside left leg thigh kicks.
This is the way round 1 started.
Yeah, that's how round 1 started, exactly. A little bit more tentative at the beginning of this round, but it was exactly the same. Paul Greski on the receiving end of Chris Pappas' assault. and maybe a couple onto the groin there, and referee Bryce Burston just calling a time. He did cop a blow to the groin, and try and shake that one out of yourself, Paul. No, they hurt. No one must have got one downstairs, and you know, Chris will appreciate the moment of a breather as well.
There are 3 regions you don't want to be hit, and they're right there. All 3. As Greski now comes back fighting against Pappas, but Pappas isn't standing back. He's given it to him, and that nose now starting to bleed quite profusely.
Look at the look of determination on Chris Pappas's face. He looks like some wild beast as he lines up for another leg kick there. And Paul Greski, I mean, there's no sign of emotion on his face whatsoever. He's staring his opponent down, sizing him up, trying to measure him with one of those fire right or left roundhouse kicks or one of those leg kicks. And Chris Pappas looks like he's tiring. He has to be careful. Keep your hands up, Chris. Don't drop your guard at any stage, because Paul Greski is likely to come over the top of you and put you away if you do.
The Wizard may have to conjure up a magic potion to take this fight.
I'll tell you what, at the moment though, there's that right uppercut. Couldn't get through the defenses, so he went downstairs very cleverly with
Greski with a couple of big ones to the face there.
Yeah, they weren't too clean by Greski, but I tell you what, he hammered him enough in the red corner to make Bryce Birtwhistle give him a standing 8 count, and the blood really starting to pour profusely from the nose of Chris Pappas. And Chris is saying, "What are you doing, ref? I'm okay. Let me go on with it." And Paul saying, "Hey, buddy, if you're still all right, I'm here for the picnic."
And that's exactly what's going to happen. The bell can't be too far away from ringing the end of round 2. Pappas just standing there with the kick, but Greski coming out left and right. There's the bell.
End of the round, and I tell you what, Greski looks a bloody sight at the moment. Wouldn't want to be in his shoes. He's looking tired. Paul Greski, though, looks composed and relaxed, but no doubt he's feeling a bit of the punishment that Chris Pappas has been giving him as well.
So that was round number 2 completed with here in the light heavyweight clash between Chris Pappas and Paul Greski. 2 fantastic rounds, but you'd have to have Paul Greski just ahead.
Paul Greski, yes, just ahead, not by too much at the moment.
No.
He's shown more composure, that's what it's been. That's what's making him look more impressive than his opponent at the moment. Chris Pappas is throwing a lot in there, you know. He's in there with those punches, and I'll tell you what, very clever before against the ropes about halfway through the round. He went upstairs, and then he saw that he couldn't break through the defense, so he went downstairs, and Greski wasn't ready for it. Didn't check any of those kicks, and they would have hurt him a little bit too.
Very interesting technique here in the corner of Paul Greski. They hardly did any work at him at all at the end of the round there. They've just given him a drink of water, and that is it. Whereas with Pappas, they were working furiously on the nose, on the legs, on the stomach. Does that give the fighter a bit more of a psychological advantage?
It does. When you go to the corner, it's exactly like a Grand Prix going to the pits, you know. That's the time you take where your corner has to make you feel as fresh and as brand new as possible. They'll rub the ice over the legs, they'll air you down, they'll spray your face with water, they'll fix up any knocks and bruises as they can in such a short amount of time, and try and get you as fresh as possible in for the next round.
Well, Chris Pappas probably looking the tireder of the 2, but neither fighter wanting to do anything early in the 3rd round. Now they come out trading blows and kicks. Pappas got a couple of inside kicks.
Pappas has got to be careful if he's going to spin around on those round kicks. He'll have to do it a little bit quicker. I've got a feeling that Paul Greski is just waiting to explode, and he had a little shot at it there, and a couple of lefts and rights swinging towards the head, but none of them are connecting. And how's that? An overhand right and an uppercut by Chris Pappas.
Pappas coming in hard once more here at the start of the 3rd round.
And there you see it again. Chris Pappas knowing that he can't go upstairs, so he's chopping down low with those leg kicks. A very good strategy, and you know, that's impressive coming from a man having his first fight that should be thinking to go downstairs, and he's breathing very, very heavily.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to be careful, you know.
Really sucking the air in hard is Chris Pappas. And Paul Greski just trying to force that air into his mouth a little bit harder also with those punches.
Yeah, and you can see on Paul Greski's torso, he's wearing the blows there, those punches from Chris Pappas. And the nose really bleeding very profusely at the moment for Chris. The corner just taking a look at him because he is lacking a lot of breath at the moment. The referee Bryce Birtwhistle saying, "Here you go, boys, come on, let's sweat it out." The last round of the fight.
Under a minute to go now in round number 3 of this light heavyweight bout. Pappas and Greski. And once again, Greski just comes over the top of Pappas. Starting to lower his head now.
Yeah, he's dropping his guard completely, and you know, his guard is down there around his waist, and it's not the place to be in. He's taking a bit of punishment, Chris Pappas, but at the same time, you know, he's given a few of his own back, and full credit to him. Oh, nice right uppercut coming coming there from Paul Greski.
Walking backwards too.
Yeah, he would have felt that one on the chin. Take a look at the face of Chris Pappas at the moment. He's a sore figure at the moment. He's a tired figure. But, man, he's doing well for his first fight. Full credit to him.
Oh, yeah.
Both fighters really deserve a big clap from the crowd.
They certainly do. Fantastic performance from both fighters. Chris Pappas to stay in there for the 3 rounds. And Paul Greski, who just did not give in, and he copped a pretty big knock to the groin there, and he kept on fighting. I mean, that can take a lot out of you.
Oh, that can really rally you more sense than more words than that. But Paul Greski looked composed, looked calm, looked relaxed throughout the whole fight. That's usually the way he is, you know. He's a very self-assured, very self-composed, well-composed fighter. Chris Pappas just taking a look at him, the blood still pouring out of that nose. And, you know, he's looking very tired, but he's walking to the centre of the ring, knowing that in his first fight, he went the distance with a far more experienced opponent, and well done to him.
Yeah, not wrong. Paul Greski, 3 fights before this. Last time he lost to John Pele here at the Macedonian Centre in the Ultimate Promotions Kickboxing night, the last fight of last year. And a fighter with a lot to prove to the West, and he's done exactly that tonight.
He has, and you can tell by the reception that the crowd gave him after the fight. The Western Suburbs crowd, I mean, I find that they're one of the best kickboxing crowds. Whether you're winning, whether you're losing, I mean, they'll get right behind you no matter who you are. And, you know, especially if you're a Western Suburbs boy, they love you.
Good-looking furniture at SEW Eurodrive, the proud sponsors of this bout, the light heavyweight clash. Chris Pappas and Paul Greski. And we're just waiting for the decision. I'm going for Greski.
Yes, I'd have to favour Paul Greski, definitely. Yeah, he got him more good, clean techniques in the fight, and I can see it going as well.
And we're about to find out as Howard Lee is getting the decisions from the judges, and we'll soon find out who has won this event between the Wizard, Chris Pappas, and Paul Greski. Coming up next, the cruiserweight fight. Tony Madikal versus Paul Weatherly. Should be a promising fight also. Just waiting for Chris Pappas to have his gloves removed.
Okay, Godfrey, where's your little goodie there, Laura? Good-looking
Laura the Storm Skinner, looking good as a barrel girl.
Fantastic, and she really is a character, Laura.
Certainly is.
Unanimous points, as we call it again, Shebeki. There was never any doubt about it. Paul Greski winning the fight on points. Look, congratulations to Chris Pappas. The crowd are cheering him on as he gives him a wave. He put up a brave effort tonight. Well done to the Wizard.
You say there was never any doubt about the decision, but there's never any doubt about the courage that was shown also by Pappas.
Oh, no, definitely. I mean, you take a blow to the nose in your first fight, it's definitely going to rock you. But he showed guts, he showed determination. He was out of breath for a lot of that fight. Obviously needs to get his fitness up, but let's go across to Howard Lee.
Come on, give Chris Pappas a big round of applause. What a gallant man. Paul, congratulations. Look towards the camera. First time in Melbourne? Second. Yep. Well, he was a tough son of a gun. Yeah. Not as tough as the first one. Who'd you meet first up, Paul? John Pele. He got you straight away, didn't he? Yeah. Well, you've come back very well tonight. Congratulations. Thank you. I'd like to thank my trainer, Peter Floss. He's done a good job. I'm proud of him. Okay, well done. A very exhausted Paul Greski. A bit of music and we'll be back with bout number 5.
And even more exhausted there, Chris Pappas actually leaving the ring and not having a chat to Howard. But that's fine, we can understand why. Next fight up is the cruiserweight 3x2-minute rounds. Tony Magic versus Paul Weatherly. And TSK rules. Explain that one to us, Michael.
Traditional sport karate. What you're going to see now is something very special. Traditional sport karate has really started to come to the fore. Again, a move initiated by Bob Jones, the father of Australian kickboxing. Very big overseas traditional sports karate. You know, it's a very popular sport in Europe, and you'll see a lot of the traditional karate moves take place in this fight. And both men should be coming to the ring dressed in their karate gis as well. TSK, this one to be contested. Cruiserweight weight division, 83.1 to 90 kilograms. And again, it's going to be 3x2-minute rounds. It's going to be something special. Really, if you want to watch this, it's going to be spectacular.
And what about the potential on this guy, Tony Magic Matty Cale? I mean, he's one of the up-and-coming stars in the TSK.
Yeah, Johnny Shooter assures me to keep a very close eye on this guy. He really is someone to watch. And, you know, he's got a very big future, not only in TSK, but in kickboxing as well. And as I said, there you have it. the men coming to their fight in the gi, and Tony there in the BJC gi, the Bob Jones Corporation. As I said, TSG being instigated very much in Australia by the BJC. Up against Paul Weatherly, another BJC boy, trained by Madigan, Scrooge Madigan, I think that is. And we'll see when he makes the way to the ring. Neither fighters will be fighting with gloves in this match. You can see they don't come to the ring gloved up. And it's going to be a very interesting fight. I should actually say that is Paul Weatherly that has just stepped into the ring. And now that I see him, I do recall seeing him fight once before at the Ivanhoe Town Hall, I believe it was, and he did win that fight. He was very impressive. So he's really going to give Tony Markel a good run for his money.
Fantastic. That's what we want to see here tonight, because the first 4 fights have been great, and I don't think the rest are going to be any exception. This fight is proudly sponsored by FAK Plumbing and Drainage.
Traditional sport karate, more so than kickboxing, really does open the doors to a lot of those spectacular kicks. I mean, who will ever forget 2 years ago when we saw Slammin' Sam Greco put on his traditional karate gear at the Melbourne Sports and Entertainment Centre and take on Bob Crawford from up in Queensland. Sam Greco was ripping out knees, axe kicks, spinning hook kicks, you name it, the works, and it really is hardcore action at its very best. You're going to see some fantastic moves, and just listen to the ovation of the crowd as Magic Tony Markel comes to the ring, led by Anthony the Hitman Vella and Johnny Sheeter.
Tony Markel comes into the ring, and very shortly Howard Lee will do the introductions, a traditional bow to the opposite side.
Yeah, and just seeing the agility there of Tony Markel. He looks ready, he looks pumped. And to tell you what, Shabik, this is going to be a great fight.
I tell you what, he was looking at me too. I think he was just focused. I think he was just focused.
Let's go to on you next.
Let's go to Howard Lee in the ring for the introductions.
Amongst the sellout crowd. That Christofi fan there, the Phantom, Peter Markovski, relaxed there at ringside. You'll see the rock Peter Markovski in action a little later. This is something special, sport karate. No punches to the head, ladies and gentlemen. In the cruiserweight division. 83.1 kilograms to 90 kilograms. We're right to roll. Alan Buckland and Jimmy Green looking $1 million, 2 millionaires from the IB. Nice spot. Pretty cool in here, gentlemen. Okay, would you welcome in the red corner, Gordon Dawson, Anthony Hitman Vella, John Sheeter, Laura Skinner, part of the West Side Sunshine Police Gymnasium from Hubbard's Crossing. 3 bouts, 2 wins, scaling 86 kilograms with a jutted jaw, looking very ferocious. Tony Magic Markel. Occupying the blue corner from Todaro with Graham Madigan and Graham Weddell, his mentors. In black robe with off-white pants, would you welcome, scaling 84.4 kilograms, 3 bouts, 2 wins, 27 years of age, Paul Weatherly. Paul Weatherly, blue corner, in charge, bright split whistle.
So we're just about all set now for bout number 5 on the card in Kickboxing's Night of Destruction.
TSK, I love it, Shebeki, because tomorrow I'm even going to a Kyokushin tournament. Kyokushin, a hard style of karate. That one's going to be at the Collingwood Town Hall. It's going to be knockdown karate like this. This is what the big boys fight over in Japan. The likes of Sam Greco. Sam Greco was the world full contact karate champion. And Andy Hugg, Sam Greco, Michael Thompson, all those guys come from a background like this.
Okay, so it's going to be exciting to see. Ultimate Promotions apparently bringing you this Night of Destruction. Tony Markel, the Magic Man, up against Paul Weatherly in a cruiserweight fight, 3 by 2 minute rounds, TSK rules. Traditional karate you are about to see. This is exciting stuff.
No mitts, no pads, no gloves, just bare-fisted, full-on karate action.
So the same as Kyokushin Karate, we allow throws, and if they execute a throw, which is a shoot, 1 punch is allowed on the ground. Full contact. Trying to knock another out.
And then you have the father of kickboxing, Bob Jones, of course, explaining some more of the rules there. Behind TSK, they are allowed to throw their opponent to the ground in what is called a shoot. And Bob explaining there that they are allowed 1 punch when they've thrown their opponent to the ground. And they'll be in there working the knees and working the heel kicks to the back of the leg and doing some clinching over there in the blue corner. Really exciting stuff.
This is just full-on contact stuff.
Yeah, and then
the TSK.
Yeah, the boys going down to the ground, and referee Ross Curtis will pick them back up again. The defences really have to be there for this one.
And your wits have to be about you too, because you've got to know where you are at all times.
Oh, it's quick and it's hard, and you know, they'll rip out every technique in the book.
Nice drop there.
Paul Marical looks like he's got a good pair of legs on him, you know, attempting a few high kicks and taking Paul Weddell down with him on that occasion. Oh, attempted spinning back kick, spinning heel kick by Tony Marical. Didn't quite come off, but it looked like he could have had his head rammed into the canvas as he fell down.
I think he actually hit the rope as he came down, and sort of taking him a little bit unconscious. I think he's not too sure where he is at the moment.
Jeez, that's unfortunate if in fact this fight has
One point off Weatherly, so obviously the ref seeing something that we didn't.
Yeah, the ref seeing illegal things there by Paul Weatherly. Paul shaking his head, not agreeing with it. Probably attempting to go for a shoot, and you know, it might have even been a headbutt there on the way down. Who knows?
Little fire the Magic Man up.
Slapping kick there to the top of the thigh of Weatherly. Weatherly trying to take him down to the ground yet again, and he TSK the shoot scores quite well.
Oh, geez.
Front kick there. That's lightning fast. You know, right-legged front kick.
3 2-minute rounds here of the TSK cruiserweight bout between Tony and Magic Marical, Johnny Shida.
A real look of anticipation on the faces of the crowds as well. They probably haven't seen too much TSK. And well done there by Tony Marical, bringing Paul Weddell down to the canvas at the end of the first round.
So a fantastic first round from both fighters. Paul Weatherly having a point deducted off his score due to an illegal manoeuvre against Tony Marical. But a very close round, and don't try and score that one on points.
No. Too close to call that one. I mean, you know, both men going to the canvas a lot, trying to get the shooting, work the shooting quite a bit there. Not a heap of technique in it at the moment that you can really score with, you know, while they're standing. But we'll see how it progresses into the second round. And both men looking good, and Tony looks like he's okay now after suffering that earlier blow down on the canvas.
So we're awaiting round number 2 to start of this bout between Tony Magic Marical and Paul Weatherly. Cruiserweight 3 by 2 minutes, one gone, one of them is gone, 2 left.
Referee Bryce Birtwhistle definitely keeping busy tonight too.
Yes.
Showing some signs of tiredness, keeping very busy. And knee to the midsection there by Marical, and another knee to the ribs. And then going for a few quick punches to the rib cage as well as he's back to Weatherly against the ropes. Weatherly trying to work the heel kick to the back of the calf section there of Marical, and those ones will really take the starch out of you. And Marical trying to work a left knee up to the jaw section of Paul Weatherly, and it didn't quite come off.
Because this is so full on, Michael, I mean, is this easier to referee than what a normal kickboxing fight would be?
No, it could be a little bit more difficult. You have to pay a little bit more attention. I'm just wondering if probably knees to the head not being allowed in this fight, because Bryce Birtwhistle did pull him up before after that knee to the jaw. And both men grappling again over in the blue corner.
Weatherly and Marical doing it hard in this fight. Both guys just putting everything in.
Yeah, of course, you know, they can grab the gi of their opponent and knee them to the midsection. And, Marical coming in with a big axe kick then. And Paul Weatherly wasting no time in tying him up and taking him down to the canvas. And a wham-bam body slam there from Paul Weatherly, and Marical felt the effect of that one, landing smack bang on his rear.
Now, what do we call that? A shoot?
A shoot.
And that's exactly what I said when he came down. Boy, that was a big drop right in front of us here.
And there's Paul trying to take him down yet again, and that'll be scoring very well with the judges.
Weatherly in the blue, Marical in the black and white. Flipped him over the top.
For you.
Marical coming down and then flipping Weatherly over the top with the face.
Oh, land on your head after one of those and it'll make you wish you were somewhere else, Shebeki, I'll tell you what. And Marical trying to give a bit of his own back.
Neither fighter taking as much as they give. I mean, they're just giving everything out there, aren't they?
They are. And the crowd really loving it. And there's Marical lining him up, trying to measure him with that high left roundhouse kick again.
Right on the bell. A point scorer there for Marical.
It's got it all, TSK, you know, it's got it all. It's got the groundwork in it a little bit. It's got the throwing techniques that you'll see in a lot of the traditional martial arts. Plus, you've got the hand work, you've got the leg work, and you've got the knee work when they go the grapple and they go the clinch. And the crowd really loving every moment of it.
Oliver Promotions bringing you Kickboxing's Night of Destruction. The big one tonight, coming up later on, the main event, the Australian title super welterweight Jenk, the great white shark, Behic versus Keady. We are looking forward to that one.
Yeah, we are looking forward. That's going to be a fantastic rematch. President Dean Keady, and just noticing that Lindsay Todaro has returned to ringside, sitting next to his stablemate Anthony, the hitman Bella, who's looking fantastic and looking in great shape, and no doubt preparing himself for the big fight against Tony Hollywood Hill from Queensland coming up in a few months. Howard Lee, the premier kickboxing ring announcer here at ringside, doing the honours.
Honored to be involved with Howard.
Yeah, great man. Fantastic man, Howard. And Paul DeMcCall is scouting around the edge of the ring, looking busy as ever.
It's a tough job being the promoter.
It is.
Making sure everyone's looked after as Marokko comes out hard. A nice kick given there to Weatherly. Oh, knees from Marokko. Weatherly now. Will he go down? No, he won't. Marokko giving him a couple of nice kicks and a couple of knees there. Could have done the job.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Marokko's legs. And oh, he went in for a flying knee to the midsection then, it looked like.
No problem.
Paul DeMcCall is scooting around, busy as ever, keen promoter. And he's doing a fine job tonight as Paul Weddell trying to take Marokko down to the canvas again.
Marokko back up now. Just under a minute to go in the TSK fight.
Paul Weddell looks quite confident when he's trying to take Marokko down for the shoot. Marokko doesn't look as confident, prefers to try and work those kicks, and he's doing quite a few knees to the midsection, and you can see the leg, the left leg of Paul Weddell coming across, trying to negate those knees. Very good tactic.
The crowd getting right behind Marokko, aren't they?
They're loving it. It's happening here at the Night of Destruction, Friday the 15th of March. The Ides of March, beware. And beware Paul Weddell and Tony Marokko. Anything can happen and will happen. And there's that front kick again by Marokko. Two knees to the midsection, but the second one popped him smack bang on the elbow. And Weddell going to the canvas yet again.
And hurting a little bit too, I'd say, Michael.
Yeah, he would have felt that one. Marokko came on top of him. Definitely felt that one.
Just seconds to go of the third round here between Tony Magic Marokko and Paul Weatherly. This has been a fantastic third round.
Marokko!
Coming in with the big right knee.
Midsection, but then it was a knee to the head. And Bryce Whistle warning him that one done. Deducting a point from him. Well, look at that. Paul Weddell was on his way down, and he probably reached halfway down the second rope, and then Marokko laid the knee into the jaw, and I wouldn't be surprised if Paul Weddell doesn't get up after that one. That'll take the starch right out of you. It's a totally illegal move in TSK, and Bert Whistle making sure that he saw it, and duly deducting a point off the score sheet for Tony Marokko.
Well, he's up on his feet now, Paul Weatherly.
Oh, Paul Weatherly, and you can hear the crowd clapping him on, showing a lot of guts to get up from that one.
But Tony Marokko totally controlling this third round.
Yeah, Tony's very confident with his knees when he gets in close, but unfortunately, and there's the end of the fight, unfortunately for him on that occasion, Paul was on his way down, and it probably wasn't a deliberate knee that copped him flush on the jaw. And well done to both men. I think the crowd really enjoyed that, and probably Ultimate Promotions will be staging quite a few more traditional sport karate events in future promotions.
Try and pick the winner. He gets
2
it.
points deducted from Tony Marokko. I mean,
That was one each, wasn't it? One for Weatherly for getting Marokko down on the ropes.
I was Weatherly in the first round, had a point deducted, and then Marokko down here. Yeah. I mean, the kicks of Marokko and the knees, obviously, in close will work much better. Let's leave this one up to the judges to decide.
All right, I'll go for the red. Just to have a pick. I'm a gambler, man.
I'll go against you.
Just to have a pick. All right. Let's see how we go. Howard Lee having a chat to Laura the Storm Skinner.
The Storm Skinner might be familiar to some of you. She's appeared on the Sports Plus commercial with a feast of other athletes, and although very briefly it's still her face and the face of female kickboxing that is adorning that ad, and well done to Laura, a great ambassador for the sport.
She'll definitely go a long way. This fight, the Cruiserweight TSK rules fight between Tony Magic Marokko and Paul Weatherly, was proudly brought to us by FAK Plumbing and Drainage. Our main sponsor of the night, PCA Global Communications, in conjunction with Ultimate Promotions, promoters of this fantastic Night of Destruction. And Howard Lee is about to get the results handed to him
the 7th show of Ultimate Promotions. Here we have
Howard Lee mentioning the 7th Ultimate Promotion show, and they just seem to be getting better.
Oh, they do. They get better and better with every show. And, Paul and Johnny Shooter have found a fantastic location here in the Macedonian Entertainment Centre in Sunshine. Look at the crowd around you, Shebeki. It's full to the rafters here. They're standing around the back, 1,500 easily. He's raked in 1,500 easily. They've come from all the western suburbs and right around Melbourne. Paul's really promoted this fight through the magazines and through the local media as well. And he's got a feast of the best local talent and the up-and-coming talent here on the show tonight. Congratulations to him, the Ultimate Promotions team, and we're just awaiting the decision of the judges now.
Tony Magic Matakale up against Paul Weddell, and the points just being added up now. We'll await the decision very shortly. Next fight up is a super welterweight bout between Nick Raptis and Eden Jordan. 3 by 2 minute rounds.
Nick Raptis,
winner is Paul Weddell.
Paul Weddell takes out the fight.
I'll take the cash from you now, Shebeki, if you don't mind.
Well, look, it was going to go either way. And the corner there of Tony Marakal not too happy about the decision, but let's hear what John Sheeter's got to say.
I'll ask the crowd who won. If we lose or we win. Now there's different rules for different fights. I've been in the game 24 years, but if that's the last, I'll eat my hand. Thank you very much.
Johnny Sheeter not a happy man at the moment, and it's all smiles in Paul Weddell's corner at the moment. He's got rammed and no worries with Weddell. Standing in his corner, who will be coming up later tonight.
Paul Weddell actually offering the winner's trophy to Tony Marakal.
Yeah, a little bit out of condition, but I offered Tony the trophy because I just felt he'd done a little bit more. You didn't believe you deserved it there, Paul. Oh, I got very lucky, that's all. I never got lucky. That's all. Got lucky. I feel I did. Yeah. Okay, very gracious there. Paul Weddell, being applauded by Secretary Mascolani.
Fight underway. It'll be the super welterweight bout between Nick Raptis and Eden Jordan. Let's have a look at those two.
Well, let's take a look at Nick Raptis. Trained by Dana, the trainer Goodson. He can't come from a much better stable. A stable of such champions as Stan the Man, Longinides, Songul the Diamond Oric amongst them. Many other champions to come out of that gym. Dana, the trainer Goodson, of course. Trained now, I think, if my memory serves me correct, 52 Australian champions. It's got to be some sort of record.
You're not wrong.
Dana, formerly a great fighter himself in the heavyweight division. He's fought the likes of Maurice Smith, the current WKA world champion, and in his younger days fought the legend Benny the Jet Kickboxing overseas. And Dana actually winning the 1995 Blitz Hall of Fame Kickboxing Trainer of the Year award, so he's been inducted into the Hall of Fame for his efforts. And Nick Raptis in good hands tonight. Eden Jordan under Paul Denaludi. Paul Denaludi, another experienced trainer. It's going to be a very good super welterweight war. And the super welterweight division, another tough horror division in Australia. We've got some great champions fighting in there.
And let's not forget that fantastic magazine out there, International Kickboxer. Martin Chabella, tell us all about it.
That's the one for all the latest news. International Kickboxer and Blitz Martial Arts and Action magazine. Blitz magazine out every month at your local newsagents with expert ringside commentary from Bob Jones, and International Kickboxer out every 2 months featuring the best of Australian, local and international news, interviews, fight reports and latest world ratings, whatever you want.
So Nick Raptis up against Eden Jordan in fight number 6 out of 11 tonight on Kickboxing's Night of Destruction. A big night of fighting right here at the Macedonian Entertainment Centre in Sunshine, Victoria.
It's a happening, Tony Shebeki, it's a happening, and I'm just waiting to see if we're going to have a knockout tonight, and I wonder which one it's going to come in, because
there's going to be one, there's going to be one.
Oh, tense as we go on further and further. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Jenk? Is it going to be Peter Markovski? Is it going to be the Phantom Christofi? Who's it going to be if indeed there is going to be a knockout? And making his way to the ring now, Nick Raptis.
And the crowd is rapping to the Raptis' music.
They are. What a tremendous atmosphere. Ultimate Promotions have brought together here tonight.
And this is really the thing that kickboxing has all over boxing, isn't it? The atmosphere, the music, the crowds. They're really getting behind the events.
Boxing, you won't see this. You won't see the music. You won't see the pomp, the pageantry. Kickboxing, sport of the 90s. It's a sport for young people to come and enjoy, have a great night out of entertainment.
Sport of the 2000s. Here's Howard Lee.
All right, thank you guys. Okay, Michael and Tony working overtime there. In their program, 67.1 to 70 kilograms is the weight limit. Would you welcome in the red corner? Part of the Dana Goodson team with Dana sitting at ringside with Bernie and the late Stanley and Scott Buckner with a flash new hairstyle. George Foreman look-alike. Scaling 69 kilograms. Wearing a mutai trunks of black, gold and red trim. Would you welcome Nick Raptis, the Troy Stars. Across the ring in the blue corner, trained by Paul Danaludi. He scaled 68.5 kilograms, wearing black trunks with light green trim, named after the British Formula One team from Montmorency, Eden Jordan. 3 rounds, Bryce Birtwhistle.
Fight number 6 tonight is the super welterweight. 3 by 2 minute rounds. USA rules. Nick Raptis up against Eden Jordan. Raptis in the black and gold, Jordan in the black and blue.
Nick Raptis got a lot of support behind him, as do all of Dana Goodson's boys. And Dana Goodson sitting at ringside for this fight and leaving the job of quarterman up to Scotty Buckner, who runs the Kensington gym out there with Dana and also works out at the Fitzroy All-Stars gym.
Scotty is a big boy.
Scotty Buckner, don't want to mess with that man, a very big boy and a very good kickboxer as well. And Bright Birtwhistle being recruited for the job of referee yet again.
Earning his money tonight as they come out. Round number 1 of fight number 6 tonight, the super welterweight fight.
No wasting time from Nick Raptis, getting straight into it in the neutral corner. Came out with a couple of low leg kicks and followed him right back into the neutral corner. And Eden Jordan just taking a moment to settle into it and gain his composure and get his bearings.
Already a couple of marks being shown up on Eden Jordan's back, so he's copped a couple of nice ones already from Nick Raptis.
Nick Raptis looks like a good compact fighter, a good physique on the man. And swinging there for a couple of left and rights to the head. Not too much behind them, probably time to go downstairs, but he's hanging on to it. And Eden Jordan being forced to cover up, kick the gloves up nice and high. And there's the slapping or the chopping leg kick to the outside left thigh of Eden Jordan by Nick Raptis, who really has started off this round very well.
Not long there, Michael Chiavello. He has come out firing all guns. Nick Raptis, Eden Jordan on the defensive mode at the moment, but now coming back into attack.
And Nick Raptis also getting my award for the hairstyle of the night.
Yes, I was just about to comment on that. So we've had the trunks of the night going to Lindsay Todaro, hairstyle of the night going to Nick Raptis, and I reckon we're still to see the fight of the night.
Oh, definitely. There's some fantastic fights coming up in the camp.
5 fantastic ones already gone. This is fight number 6 tonight. Kickboxing's Night of Destruction, proudly brought to you by Ultimate Promotions and sponsored by PCA Global Communications. Australian Trim Supply and Truck Bras sponsoring this fight.
And at this stage, both men just feeling each other out, and Nick looking to his corner where Scotty Buckner is giving him some instructions, just looking out of the corner of his eye. And Eden Jordan, I've got the feeling he's sitting there like a quiet volcano, just ready to erupt, just moving in on Nick Raptis, waiting to show his stuff, just waiting for an opening. And both men look superbly conditioned as the bell sounds the end of round 1.
Close round, first round up between Nick Raptis and Eden Jordan. Raptis coming out hard at the start of the round, but Jordan just showing his measure towards the end, but probably a round that you'd give to Nick Raptis, Michael Chiavello.
Yeah, definitely I'll give that round to Nick Raptis. I mean, worked a little bit more, and that's all it came down to. You know, the work rate was there. Both men a little bit tentative towards each other, just pacing themselves out, just waiting for the opening, just seeing what each of them has to offer, and they'll come out twice as hard in the second round.
Chris Pappas just coming into the sponsors area over the back there, and still looking very, very tired.
Yeah. I mean, he did well tonight, Chris Pappas did very well. Shed a lot of weight, as we said, and no doubt he'll be back in the ring to try it out once again. And I'm just taking a look up here in the VIP section. Dana, the trainer, Goodson, with the shaved head, and as Howard said before, the George Foreman look, and shouting out some instructions from the crowd to his boy, Nick Raptis, who's in the very capable hands of Scott Buckner.
Just a little bit younger than George.
Yeah, a little bit younger than George, but not too much. Don't hear me say that, though.
Round number 2 starting up. The super welterweight bout between Nick Raptis and Eden Jordan. And once again, Raptors coming out the more ferocious at the start. But Jordan just seems to like to take it all in at the start, doesn't he, Michael, and then come in hard towards the end.
I don't think Jordan minds taking a little bit of punishment. It looks to me like he's just, look at his eyes, he's just coolly waiting for the opening to open up, and then he'll deliver what he's got. He's just holding on to it for the moment. Doesn't want to leave it too late. I mean, it's only a 3x2 minute round, so Eden's got to start doing some stuff of his own in a moment. But, yeah, just both men watching each other very closely.
Raptors trying to get a couple of those lefts in. Not connecting.
Yeah, well, Eden catching them on the gloves. He's keeping the gloves up very high. He was rattled a little bit in the first round over here in the neutral corner, but he kept the gloves up, which is what you have to do. And Nick slapping over a pretty wild overhand right that time. Wasn't going to connect. It was a fresh air shot. But Eden trying to move in on him. And they come in front of our commentary position here again in the neutral corner.
Nick Raptis in the gold and black trunks. Eden Jordan, black with the blue trim.
I think Eden should be trying to go downstairs a little bit more and work the legs of Nick Raptis. Both men at the moment seem to be relying quite a bit on their boxing skills. There's probably not as much action in this fight as we've seen in the previous fights tonight, but nevertheless, look like they're two very good technical fighters, and it's interesting contest so far.
Not long to go of round number 2 here of the super welterweight bout between Nick Raptis and Eden Jordan.
Eden firing out a nice left jab there and trying to get in a nice right cross followed up in the red corner, but unfortunately for him not coming off against Nick.
Raptis coming with some big throws there, but nothing connecting. Just going around the back of Jordan. Bell goes for the end of round number 2, and Jordan got one in late. Yeah,
a little bit of a late blow there by Eden. He's eager, the young man. He's very eager, and we could be in for a fiery round if that's any indication in the third and final round. But just taking a look at both men as their corners work them over, you know, they're still looking relatively fresh. Neither of them are breathing too heavily, and Paul Denaludi having a word with Eden in his corner, and Scotty Buckner just spraying some water over the face of Nick Raptis and having a word to him. And they're probably telling him, look, Nick, why don't you try and raise the pressure a little bit more in the third round, and we should have a good win for ourselves on the cards.
We're about to see what's going to happen. It's round number 3. Dana Goodson firing out some instructions also to his camp.
Coming up for round 3, third and final, sponsored by...
Got some good fighters under his belt, Dana.
Dana Goodson, I mean, he's probably the #1 trainer in Australia and recognised as such. Dana the trainer, they like to call him. And as we said before, a star-studded stable, including Stan the Man Longinides, world champions, Songul the Diamond Oric, and many, many more.
Stick around, folks. 5 action-packed fights coming up after this last round of fight number 6. It is a super welterweight bout between Nick Raptis in the black and gold and Eden Jordan in the black and blue. But not looking that way after 2 rounds, not looking black and blue.
No, I'm expecting Eden to open up in this round. I mean, he was slow in the first couple of rounds, and there he goes with that right cross again to the head of Nick Raptis, but Nick managing to tie him up in the red corner and negating any of the punches that Eden is trying to throw at him. And Nick looks like he could have been troubled a little bit, trying to go in there with the right-legged front kick.
Jordan trying to get the knee up there as a form of defence.
Yeah, Nick coming in again and tying him up very cleverly. And look at Eden, he's bouncing around. These guys are full of energy, and we're just waiting for one of them to explode a little bit more. But they seem to be quite content just to take the fight bit by bit. And a silly thing there by Nick Raptis turning his back and looking in his corner. And Eden coming after him, of course. Eden backing him against the ropes now, trying to work in some more of those punches. I mean, I'm looking at the men's legs here, and neither of them are going downstairs with those inside leg kicks or you know, outside leg kicks, which they really should be working much more. As I said earlier, both relying on their hand skills very much.
Oh, big hit there on the right from Eden Jordan. Took down Nick Raptis, and he'll get a count.
Yeah, it was quick, and Nick Raptis didn't see that one coming at all. Hit him like a, hit him like a fly, just whizzing past and put him down, but he's straight back up for it. And
probably really the first fair and clear punch of the night between these two.
For sure, definitely, definitely. I mean, Eden there working what was a pretty soft inside leg kick to the inside left thigh, and coming back there with a jab to the face of Nick Raptis. So as I said, Eden's starting to lift the pressure, lift the momentum a little bit in this third and final round, and Nick trying to bury in there like the little bulldog terrier that he seems to be. and Eden drilling up some more points.
That's it. Come on, a big round of applause.
That is it, Howard Lee. Round number 3 is over of the super welterweight bout between Nick Raptis and Eden Jordan. A slowish fight from what we've been used to so far in the first 5.
Yeah, they turned down the pace a little bit. They stepped down a gear for this fight, and you know, you could feel it in the crowd. They probably weren't getting as behind it as much as they had in the earlier fights. But an interesting fight to watch. You know, you've got two men that relied very much on their hand techniques to get them through. You had Eden coming through with some a couple of attempted leg kicks, inside leg kicks in the final round there. It's going to be interesting to see how the judges call it. Earlier on, I think that Nick probably did a little bit more work than Eden. He was very slow for the first 1.5 rounds, and then came back after the next 1.5 rounds to even it up a little bit more.
Sponsors of this fight were Australian Trim Supply and also Truck Bras.
Truck Bras. Maybe we shouldn't make any comment on that, Shabeko. I can see a smile going from ear to ear. Something's going through your devious mind at the moment, and I hate to think what it is.
Keeping out of it. Keeping out of it. But I tell you what I don't want to keep out of is the next 5 fights coming up, because they are going to be rippers.
Jeez, look at this. Mario Monteleone, the Sting. That's what they like to call this man, a superbly conditioned athlete. Spectacular to watch in the ring. He's up against Cameron Smith. It's going to be a welterweight contest, 3 by 2 minute rounds, international rules. It means that both men are going to be trading knees. It's going to be something to look out for.
Let's now go to Howard Lee for our announcement of the winner of this super welterweight bout between Nick Raptis and Eden Jordan.
Again, I mentioned before, Ian, you're a great supporter of Ultimate Kickboxing.
The one there,
Again, grab that big trophy there, and a goodie pack of amino active products on behalf of Keith Ellis. Not Keith, our boxing man, but Keith, our amino active man. Tony Ticasio and Lethal Lee Thomas here. Ladies and gentlemen, the judges could not separate both young men. It is a drawn contest. Eden Jordan, a draw.
Well, there you go, Tony. As we said, I think that Nick Raptis probably claimed the first 1.5 rounds. Eden came back in the second 1.5 rounds. They evened out on the judges' sheets in a pretty good decision.
If anyone was going to win, you would have said it was Eden Jordan, because he got the one punch.
He got the one punch in, and he put Nick down for that punch. But a good even call, and I don't think either man would be disappointed with that one.
Here's Howard with our contestants in the centre of the ring.
How many kitbacks have we got of amino? Just 1 or 2? Okay, good on you, Burn. Well done, guys. Come on, a big round of applause there, Nick Raptis and Eden Jordan.
Back to us. And welcome back. Right, bout number 7 coming up in the next couple of minutes or so, and it'll be the welterweight fight between Mario Montaleoni and Cameron Smith. And if you reckon the first 6 weren't too bad, wait until you see this as the start of the next 5.
Yeah, Mario Monteleone, a former Australian champ. He won that title 2 years ago at the Italian club. He retired, and now he's coming back to kickboxing. He's been training hard for 6 months, and he's going to give Cameron Smith a real run for his money tonight. I'm looking forward to that event, Tony.
Yeah, not wrong. 3 by 2 minute rounds. International rules. As Michael Chavello mentioned before, it is a welterweight division, 63.6 to 67 kilos. Sponsors of the fight, Parky's Construction, and this is Kickboxing's Night of Destruction. They're brought to you by Ultimate Promotions and PCA Global Communications. And those international rules once more, we've seen all through the night, only the kicks allowed. Now with the international rules, they're allowed to start using the knees, the elbows.
No elbows.
Okay.
Elbows aren't permitted, they're illegal, but you're allowed to use the knees. And what we've been seeing throughout the night so far has been USA rules, with the exception of that traditional sport karate fight. And what we're seeing now with the knees is called international rules.
Coming into the blue corner is Cameron Smith, looking a picture of fitness.
Yeah, Cameron Smith always comes into the ring in good condition, looking great at the moment. And if you want to see a picture of fitness, please don't let me down, Mario, because I'm giving you a good plug. But he always comes into the ring in tip-top condition, the Sting. And this should be a ripper of a fight.
Just awaiting Mario Montaleoni to come in to the red corner. And we can get this fight underway, the welterweight bout between Mario Montaleoni and Cameron Smith.
And also ringside to tonight, Bruce Haynes, the world Tameshigari, or Tameshi Warrior champion, I should say. For the layman, that means breaking champion. That man can slam his fist through about 20 or 30 tiles and not feel an inch of pain.
I need to know, now have Bruce and Merv actually traded mustaches?
I'll tell you what, Bruce Haynes will give Merv a mustache competition run for his money anytime.
And win hands down. Try to talk over that music because it is loud and it signals the arrival of Mario Montaleoni down the aisle towards the ring now.
I'll tell you what, Mario Monteleone is selecting a good piece of music to come to the ring to, but wait till you get a load of Jenk Behic. When he plays the music to Jaws and he starts coming to the ring, the Great White Shark, the crowd will erupt.
Yes, maybe you might hear a new song.
Are you telling me that Jenk Behic has ditched the Jaws music?
Maybe.
Oh, Jenk, don't do it to me, mate. What are you doing?
We'll soon find out. Action is really hotting up here tonight.
Listen to the standing ovation of Mario Monteleone. The crowd love this man. He is an icon in the Western Suburbs. The former Australian champion. It's a happening here at the Night of Destruction. Mario in the glittering pink outfit hops over the top rope. Most Thai fighters what they do. And look at Mario Monteleone. He looks fantastic.
Certainly does look fantastic. He's in the ring now. Don't know about the dress he's wearing, but the purpley colour.
It's all part of the entertainment show. That's what the crowd love. They love the character. They like Mario Monteleone. He's an icon here in the Western Suburbs. It's a happening Friday the 15th of March, Ultimate Promotions.
Full credit to Johnny Sheeter for the work he's done on his fighters so far tonight. He's had him looking an absolute picture of fitness, and we've still got another two to come.
Yes, check out the physique on Mario as we go to Howard Lee.
And Warren McGee. Ladies and gentlemen, working out of the referee's neutral corner is a man who is the pathfinder of Australian boxing, kickboxing, the first man to fight for a world title, former Australian champion, now working very closely with 5 times world champion Lester Ellis. And congratulations, Lester, 31 years of age today. Dave Hitchcock giving instructions, then we'll have the formal introductions. The IV night spot will be popping in there with Jimmy and Al and all the team tonight, Flinders Lane City. Ladies and gentlemen, welterweight contest. Scheduled for 3 rounds. Would you welcome on my right, working out of the blue corner from Shepparton, Golden Valley, Victoria, wearing Muay Thai trunks, white, blue, red. He's had 5 bouts with Jason Hawker, his mentor, scaling 67.1 kilograms. Would you welcome Cameron Smith? Cameron Smith in the blue corner. Across the ring, occupying the red corner. He's on the comeback trail. 3 years out of kickboxing. When he went into semi-retirement, unbeaten in 3 contests. He was the Australian bantamweight champion, scaling 66 kilograms from Sunshine. Pink trunks, would you welcome Mario Monteleone?
Tony Sabeki, the crowd are on their feet. Take a look around you. Mario Monteleone, the hero of the Western Suburbs, former Australian bantamweight champion.
Out of the game for 3 years.
Been training hard for this one for 6 months. And I should just mention at this point that our referee for the fight, Dave Hitchcock, the pioneer of Aussie kickboxing.
Dave's just been asked to hold on for 1 sec. Now, Dave actually the first Australian to fight for a world title.
Yes, one of the first Australians to fight for a world title, one of the first Australians to venture overseas and fight, and also a renowned trainer, actually won the Blitz Hall of Fame 1995 award for the Trainers Achievement Award. And Dave has trained the likes of world heavyweight champion Maurice Smith, Ponyboy Sam Solomon, and of course Lester Ellis. And you would have seen Dave on the news the other night where Lester Ellis challenged Jeff Fennick. Mario Monteleone opening up in the first round with some ravishing high kicks.
Coming in with the knees. Now, we haven't seen these in the earlier fights. Both fighters down.
You'll find that might happen a lot during this fight. Both men will go the clinch, will go the grapple, and try and work the knees. And Mario, obviously with a reach advantage and a height advantage over his opponent, with those long legs of his, he'd be wise to try and use them as much as possible.
Mario Monteleone coming out hard in this fight against Cameron Smith. But take nothing away from Cameron Smith. Oh, he picks Monteleone off the ground and slams him down.
Dave Hitchcock just warning him about that one. I mean, you can go to the ground with your opponent, but not exactly picking him up and tossing him to the ground. And there's a heel kick to the back of the leg, sending Mario down yet again. And Monteleone, geez, he's quick with those long legs of his, and look at the knees up to the rib section. And because he's got such height, Cameron Smith is going to find it hard to get knees up to the rib section of Mario.
You can already see the red marks being made under Cameron Smith's left arm.
Oh, definitely. And I'm seeing flashes of Anthony Vella as I look at Mario Monteleone from this direction. Anthony Vella.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, Anthony Vella loves to slam his knees to the rib cage as well. And Mario looking sharp.
He certainly is. But take nothing away from Cameron Smith. He's trying to give his best.
Yeah.
But Monteleone, as they come down in front of the commentary.
Shebeki, are you okay? They nearly came down on top of you then.
Mate, I'm fine.
I saw the fear in your eyes.
I've been training 6 months for this one. Just waiting for it to happen.
And that was a nice check of the leg kick there by Cameron Smith, backing Mario against the ropes, and Mario working the knees, and you can see the red marks coming up just under the armpit, the left armpit of Cameron Smith.
Oh, Monteleone coming in with a big right, then following through with the left kick. Exciting first round here in the welterweight contest between Mario Monteleone and the bell.
To the midsection just before the bell. And you can bet that Cameron Smith definitely felt those ones.
Johnny Sheeter coming out, fist in the air. For his man, Mario Monteleone.
Yeah, Mario Monteleone's work rate in that round quite a bit higher than Cameron's. The first round, yes, I'll give the nod to him. Very impressive in his comeback fight. As we said before, the former Australian bantamweight champion coming back to the ring. 6 months of hard training looked like it paid off. As always, an image of physical perfection. It looks great.
Let's look at it though. If you've got the ability and the skill 3 years ago to get yourself to that level of being the Australian champion, it's something you wouldn't lose, is it? It'd just be the fitness that'll be the problem.
Depends what Mario's been doing. I mean, you wouldn't lose it, no. The skill is still there. The fitness is obviously a problem. But whether he's been training with Johnny Sheeter over those 3 years on a casual basis, or whether he forgot about kickboxing altogether and then suddenly came back into it. But to me, it looks like he's been training very regularly over those 3 years. I mean, the guy looks great, and you know, so does Cameron Smith. And we prepare now for the second round.
Mario Monteleone in the pink trunks, Cameron Smith in the blue trunks, and Monteleone with the left kick. Both fighters coming out hard early in the second round. They both go down once more. You mentioned we'll see this a lot, Michael.
Yeah, we see it a lot, as we saw last year in the fight between Louis Isophides and Anthony Vella on the Blitz Promotions Rumble at the Radisson. Both men went to the ground quite a lot. Mario, there's the reach in his legs, using that front kick very effectively, and then following it up with a ripping roundhouse kick. The crowd loving it. You can hear them in the background.
This is turning into a no-holds-barred situation. These guys are just giving it everything.
It's fantastic. If I wasn't mistaken there, Cameron Smith attempted a spinning back fist as well. And Mario Monteleone, there's a spinning back fist of his own. They're a killer technique if they connect, but they can also be very dangerous if you don't pull them off and they connect too suddenly. You can end up breaking your arm.
He's talk about pulling it off. Mario Monteleone, the Sting, is pulling off some fantastic kicks.
Yeah, Mario's doing very well, but let's look at Cameron as well. He's moving in close, trying to stay in close, and there's a front kick of his own from Cameron. He's caught the kick there, tucked it under with a heel kick of his own, and sent Mario down to the canvas.
Point scoring there?
Yes, point scoring there. Cameron obviously showing his experience in this style of fighting.
Both fighters in the clinch now being separated. And Monteleone comes back in with the attack, using that right leg. Now the right knees, the back up into the ribs again. Just constantly attacking that area.
Oh, Tony, a few knees in the midsection, they'll really take the starch out of you. You don't want to cop too many of those. And you can see the red marks coming up on Cameron Smith's chest area at the moment. But I tell you what, he's using that heel kick there against Monteleone, taking him down to the canvas yet again. And referee Dave Hitchcock saying, break it up, boys. Let's get it up to a standing position yet again. Ooh, yes. Crushing leg kick towards the bell as signals the end of round 2.
Only 2 rounds. Geez, everyone find that hard. I thought 4 had gone.
2 rounds down and 1 more to go. 3-by-2 international rules. This welterweight competition between Cameron Smith and Mario Monteleone coming out of the Johnny Sheeter stable of champions. And Laura Skinner there giving him some words of advice, and Anthony the Hitman Vella, no doubt, and Paul Demicoli at ringside with Jenk the Great White Shark Behic sitting next to him looking very confident. Jenk will no doubt be heading back into the change rooms very soon, but he's looking confident at the moment.
Looking an absolute picture of fitness is Jenk. It'd be great to get an interview with him if we could at this moment, because I'd just love to know what's going through his head. He just seems so focused.
He looks relaxed, he looks calm, he looks determined, he looks like he's payback time and he's out to settle a score with Keady. But meanwhile, there's a score of its own going on in centre ring at the moment.
Huge fight.
Monteleone against Cameron Smith. The third and final round, as Howard Lee declared it. And Mario going again with the knee to the midsection and Cameron trying to take him down.
Montaleone with a big right.
Yes.
Once again, using the knee to his advantage, trying to get it up into that left rib cage of Cameron Smith. But that big right foot kick would have stung Smith, wouldn't it?
Oh, cut one of those and it'll take your head flying across the ring, Tony. You don't want to be in the shooting range when one of those are coming at you. But Cameron's doing well. He's keeping the gloves up and he's building the wall that can defend against those high kicks. And Cameron trying to move in there to work the knees.
The crowd really getting behind Montaleone with those knees to the chest.
Yeah, it'll take a lot of effort for Cameron to get his knees up that high. Look at the height difference between them. And Montaleone, he's got those sharp knees, just like Anthony Bella, and he's not afraid to launch them into the ribcage.
Not afraid at all. Mario Montaleone coming up nicely against Cameron Smith.
Yeah, and a replied front kick, and he came through the beautiful, stunning left jab. Mario Montaleone felt that one, measured him beautifully.
Been a great fight, fight number 7 on the card for tonight.
And you'll see as both men go for the grapple and put their hands around each other's heads, they'll try and work their arms up and onto the inside of their opponent's arms to try and get the superior position for grappling. Mario slamming another roundhouse kick into the midsection of Cameron and turning him around. The crowd loving every moment of it.
Toe-to-toe they stand with only a few seconds left of the third round. And now, chest-to-chest they lie.
Yeah, down they go again. It's both men
looking tired warriors, aren't they?
I was just about to say. But look, they're both still hanging in there, and Cameron is giving as good as he's getting in this round so far. Oh, he came charging at Mario, and if Mario got that front kick up a few inches higher, I'll tell you what, it would have struck him.
I think we've just found ourselves a new rhino.
Yes.
Cameron Smith.
Yeah, I didn't know what was coming out of that one.
What a fantastic fight. Fight number 7 on the card tonight. The welterweight bout between Mario Montaleone and Cameron Smith.
Great fight. And Mario has to be happy with himself. He's going to come back to the ring, 6 months of hard training for him, and he looked very impressive tonight. Cameron also against a much taller opponent than himself, an opponent who had an obvious reach advantage over him as well. Cameron tried to stay in close, tried to tie him up, tried to work the knees, and did so quite effectively on a number of occasions.
And successful comeback for Mario Montaleone?
I think so. Yeah. Yes, I think so.
Ultimate Promotions bring you tonight the Kickboxing Night of Destruction. 4 fantastic fights to come. Pat the Phantom Christofi up against Peter Floss. And we'll tell you more about that very shortly. Semi-main event coming up after that one. It's the Australian title super middleweight. Peter the Rock Markovski up against Graham No Worries Weddell. Super light heavyweight title between Nick Thunder Kick Talakouris and Adam McNamara. And then the main event coming up, the Australian title super welterweight Jenk, Great White Shark.
I love the Great White Shark. Great to watch. He's action-packed.
Up against Dean the President Keady.
One of the real tough men of kickboxing, the President Dean Keady. He's going to give Jenk one hell of a tough struggle.
6 2-minute rounds that'll be fought over.
We see one of the sponsors in the ring, and this man goes under the ring name of Hot Chocolate when he fights, and he's a real crowd favourite here amongst the western suburbs as well. He's often ventured down to Paul Demipoli's shows. Won't forget his fight against Silky Smooth Hung Fan a while ago, and the Hot Chocolate's looking very good at the moment, and tonight serving in the capacity as an official sponsor of the event.
Parky's Construction were the sponsors of that bout. Howard Lee has the result. Our fighters coming to the middle. Let's go to Howard in the ring.
Our international rules welterweight contest, extending his record to 4 unbeaten bouts, to sing Mario Monteleone. Bad luck, Cameron Smith worked very hard. David, grab one of those.
Tony Shebeki, we're on a roll. We've called them all so far so good. You know, Mario Monteleone coming through with the goods. I don't think there was too much doubt as to whether he'd come through with it or not on that occasion. But full credit to Cameron Smith, put up a very, very brave effort.
Tried fairly after this one, but like you said, he's just too classy, and I hope him all the best for his future fights and able to do well. But I'm not giving up yet. I reckon I got time left in me yet, so I'm going to work towards that. But that was a good experience for me, so yeah.
Well done, Cameron Smith. And Mario come across. You go across there, Dave. Or have you given him, no, wait a minute. You haven't got anything? Mario come across. John Sheeter popping the centre ring here. Mario, it's been 3 years out of action, and what brings you back to the sport again? The enthusiasm of it all?
Yep, Anthony Vella inspired me a lot. I watched every single one of his fights, and the last time he fought, I thought, got to go back.
You got to go back again. Well, tonight he was a good man. He caught you with a big shot that last round. You couldn't be too careless.
I know he's had a lot more fights than me. That was only my 4th fight. That was his 7th or 8th, I don't know. But you only learn with experience.
Congratulations, John Cheetah. Mario, great to have him back in your big team of boys. John?
Yeah, I'm very happy to have Mario back. He's been with me about 13 years now, since he was a little nipper. He's got a lot of talent. He's a little bit rusty, but we're going to soon fix that up, and he'll be fighting on the 24th of May.
We're going up there. We're just there.
And Anthony Vella destroys Tony Hill here in this stadium.
Okay, John Cheetah and the Sing, Mario Monteleone.
Oh, how does he do that? The big splits in the middle of the ring. And that next bout is the super light heavyweight contest. 3 by 2 minute rounds, USA rules. And it's Pat, the Phantom, Christofi, up against Peter Floss.
The Phantom, and listen to the music, and the crowd are going to go wild when the Phantom makes his way to the ring. It's happening here at the Night of Destruction, Friday, the 15th of March in downtown Sunshine.
Proudly brought to you by Ultimate Promotions, major sponsor PCA Global Communications, and this fight is brought to you by the Ivy Nightclub. We'll all be getting on there after the fight, couple of drinks.
We'll be boogieing down, Shebeki, I'll tell you what. Oh, look at this mean character, Peter Floss.
Now, Peter Floss actually stood in for one of his fighters. His fighter was Garth Tooley, pulled out at the last minute.
Garth Tooley from New South Wales. Unfortunately, I don't know too much about him, but Peter Floss, quite a renowned trainer, and this will be interesting to see if he gives Pat a really good contest.
Well, it's great to see the trainer standing in, knowing how important it is to keep the bouts going.
Exactly, and Pat's going to be thankful as well. There's no way he would have wanted to train this hard for a fight.
Yeah.
To come here tonight and know that his opponent's pulled out for whatever it was. And
Born to be alive.
Listen to the crowd go crazy here, Shebeki. They love it. You can see them getting out of their seats and standing up. And I bet Pat the Phantom Christofi is happy to be alive at this moment. It's a happening at ringside.
It certainly is. As we await Pat, the Phantom, Christofi to come to the ring.
They're up on their feet. Pat the Phantom led to the ring by his trainer, Ahmed. And there is the Phantom leaps over the top rope.
Fantastic condition is the Phantom. Looking in absolutely fantastic condition, Michael.
The Phantom, I'll tell you what, he's in the running for the trunks of the night as well. The Phantom written all over them. This is going to be a ripper, Tony.
Judging this now will be Michael Vukovic, Mark Corrie, and Warren McGee. Holding the bell, we're just waiting for our timekeeper. Graham Simpson, Tracy, Barbs and Bob and Ruth at ringside. Ladies and gentlemen, bout 8, we're coming down towards our penultimate bout, and then our main event. This is something special, super light heavyweight division, 79 to 83 kilograms. Would you welcome on my right, working in the corner at this occasion, no music, is Paul Greski and Lisa Spun. He comes from Weddell. He's got new-type trunks of black, gold and red. 32 years of age, scaling 81.9 kilograms. Would you welcome Peter Floss? Peter Floss in the blue corner. Looking very pensive there. Tony Xubereb is waiting for an approval across the ring in the red corner, where Bruce Haynes, Abed, Jay Osborne, a gallant team of personnel in the corner. 10 corner people, 10 corner personalities. All ready to go, Bryce? Okay, would you welcome wearing purple trunks with Abbott J, the Phantom? Would you welcome Pat Christofi?
The crowd getting right behind Pat, the Phantom Christofi for this super light heavyweight bout. 3 2-minute rounds, USA rules.
Pat's a very popular fighter amongst the local crowds here in Melbourne. And if I'm not mistaken, looks like he's added a few tattoos to his collection since I last saw him. Looking a very colourful man. Yes. There it is, Xubereb, the stare down, I love it. Take a look at Pat the Phantom Christofi. He's ready for action. And Peter Floss standing in, as he said, for Garp Tooling tonight. I don't know how much notice Peter Floss was given on the fight.
3 days.
3 days? Great courage for the man to be standing in.
For sure.
And let's hope he gives it a good contest.
Pat Christofi in the corner. We have another special guest joining us. Look who it is. Anthony Vella. How are you, mate?
Good.
You're looking fantastic.
I always do my best.
The fight's on here.
Oh, look at Pat! Pat Christofi with a landing roundhouse kick to the head of Peter Floss. Bright buzz whistle putting the count on him. Christofi exploded out of his corner. 5.
No, it's over. It's over.
It's all over.
I told you to go buy those t-shirts early. They're doubled in price.
There's no getting up from one of those guys. And Pat, the Phantom Christofi, is back in the winner's list.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the crowd going crazy.
You would reckon he just won a major title.
Oh, it's Keady.
It's good as a world title, I think.
Fantastic to see Pat the Phantom Christofi.
I was turning around to say hello to the hitman. I turned back and there was Christofi, his leg flying through the air to the head of Peter Floss. Peter down and out. There's no getting up from one of those ones.
Now let me tell you that half the crowd here tonight is actually Pat's friends and family. Dice, and a little bit of a history on Pat. He actually was a former semi-finalist in the first Tough Man contest at Festival Hall.
That's right, I recollect that one, and no doubt Pat very well marketing himself, and I just can't believe it, the ovation that he received from the crowd and the quickness of it, Xubereb. How long? Lee will tell us shortly how long that one went for, but Pat Christofi must be elated.
Anthony Vella joining us here at ringside, and mate, how's the feeling in the room for the big one?
Feelings they're very confident. I think Jenk's going to do well, and so is Peter. Both boys have trained hard the last 5-6 weeks.
Yep.
And they're here to do business, and I think they'll do it.
And how are you feeling, mate? You're looking absolutely fantastic.
I do my best all the time, mate. But no, I've been training. I started training 2 weeks ago with the big fight in May. So I just casually trained till then and pick it up the last 3 weeks.
Anthony the Hitman Vella, the undisputed Australian middleweight Muay Thai champion. And how they're actually calling out the time of the fight without the accompaniment of his microphone. I heard the word seconds.
I thought I saw 5 fingers go up, so I'd say 5 seconds.
I'd say 5.
Yeah.
5 seconds, quick as, very quick.
Pat Christofi, the winner of this super light heavyweight bout against Peter Floss, straight in with the big kick. 5 seconds, it was all over. Good night, Irene. The knockout we're waiting for was right there.
The Hitman, you've knocked people out here and there. How does it feel to have a knockout win like that under your belt?
It's a good feeling knocking someone out in the first round, because I mean, it's not as easy as it looks, you know. both boys are fresh, and sometimes it takes you 5 rounds to land that special punch, and when you do it in a minute, it's just that extra special feeling, you know?
We should, however, give credit to Peter Floss just for being here tonight. 3 days' notice he took the fight on. It's not an easy thing at all to stand here in front of 1,500 people and fight a man of the caliber of Phantom Christofi on 3 days' notice.
Actually, Floss was the trainer of the boy who was supposed to fight. Unfortunately, he got injured and had to pull out 3 days, and so he doesn't let the promoters down. He offered himself to fight.
Which is a fantastic gesture. And that fight was sponsored by the Ivy Nightclub. We're all going there after, Anthony. What about you?
Anthony will be throwing the knees about at the Ivy Nightclub.
The Ivy Nightclub there at 145. 145 Flinders Lane, Melbourne.
Thanks for coming, everyone, to start with. I want to take over plenty of time.
He's not sure of carrying that pack, Christofi.
Got 7 left. So let me go. All right. I want to thank, first of all,
He's been waiting 5 fights to do that.
Second of all, I want to thank all the people who believe in me. Third of all, mate, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
He doesn't know what to say. He's never been in the situation.
Anyway, was ours. Party after. Simple as that. I want to thank Abbott, one of the close men to me. Keady, McNamara. I want to thank Dr. Don, without him, we would have been the same either. Jay, and he's been there since day one, and I'll never forget that. And the rest of the boys. There's a couple of drunkards here, but it doesn't matter. We're all happy and we're all okay. Thanks for your support. Thank all my sponsors, White and Blue, Sales Restaurant, Dimension Cleaning Services. There's so many of them. Active Security, Long Life Tattoo, PCA Communications, Global Communications, thank you. Thank you for everybody. Sales Restaurant, good on you, thank you. Thank you too.
The Phantom Christofi.
Well, there he goes.
What a character he is, Christofi.
You're not wrong.
I've never seen a man so happy for a victory.
Entourage and all.
Oh, incredible. Look at the size of that entourage.
3 fights to go, and the next one is our second main event.
Peter the Rock Markovski, the big bomber and the idol of the Macedonian community here in Melbourne. He's up against Graham. No worries, Weddell. There's certainly no trouble in that bloke, I'll tell you what. And if you remember their last contest, Graham beat Markovski very controversially.
Yes.
And Peter Markovski coming to the ring. He hopes it's going to be payback time, Xubereb.
It's the Australian title super middleweight fight, 6 by 2 minute rounds, and Anthony Vella, I know where your heart lies. What do you expect to see in this fight, mate?
I think it'll be...
Of course, Anthony, you've fought Graham Weddell before, so you can speak from experience here.
Yes, I did, but I fought Graham Weddell, went for a round before I put 25 stitches in there. That was another story.
That's right, the big cut across the forehead.
Yeah, it was a big knee to the head, so... no, Graham, I'll give Graham a lot of gratitude. He's a tough fighter. He fought sort of fight Jared Curtis on Tarek's show not long ago, and he went 3 rounds with Jared Curtis, and he got bombed there, he got back up, so he's a very tough fighter. I think Peter's going to find it very hard to knock Graham out. So I think we'll see Peter come out very hard in the first 2 rounds, and hopefully he'll get on top of him and keep there. But I think Graham will come better in the later round.
Anthony, this one being fought under USA rules. Graham used to be fighting with the knees. Is it going to affect him at all, not being able to use his knees?
I think it will. For the first, that's why I said Peter will come out bomber, because he knows he's not experienced without his knees. But when it comes down to fitness, maybe I think Graham might come on top in the last couple of rounds.
As the music starts to welcome our fighters for our semi-main event of the night, it's bout number 9 on the card. 2 to go after this one. And we've got Graham, no worries, Weddell up against Peter, the Rock, Markovski. Graham Weddell coming into the ring now. Australian title super middleweight fight, 6 2-minute rounds.
Graham Weddell looking as composed as ever. A little bit of a smile on his face as he came into the ring. And in his corner, another man, Anthony Vella, who you fought on one of the Ultimate Promotion shows last year, Vince Todaro.
Yes, I did. Actually, this time last year, same show. This time last year I fought...
if I recall, you stopped Vince, and that was the fight just before you shot really to stardom, the fight just before Louis Isofides.
Yes, it was. It was a fight that I took on 6 days notice. I lost 6 kilos in those 6 days.
KO'd him in what, the first round?
First round, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic.
Listen to the crowd start to go wild as Peter the Rock Markovski about to make his way to centre ring. This is going to be a happening, Tony Shebeki.
You're not wrong there, Michael Chavello. And staying, you're going to stay with us, Anthony?
I'll stay if you want me to.
Well, of course we want you to, Jeez. No more than us put together. Of course we want you to stay. Peter the Rock Markovski from the Johnny Shitter cab up against Graham. No worries, Weddell. And a bit of Akadaka reverbing in the background.
I love it. Love it, Shebeki. This is the stuff it's made of. Kickboxing shows, all the pomp, all the pageantry, all the hype. And now it comes down to this. Graham, no worries, Weddell up against the Rock, Peter Markovski.
Listen to the crowd.
Peter's a very big favourite here because he is Macedonian and we are in the Macedonian club. So he's got a very lot of fans here.
As we await Peter the Rock Markovski to enter the ring. And you can hear the cheers from the 1,500 capacity crowd here at the Macedonian Entertainment Centre.
Listen to the ovation and rumour going around that this is Peter Markovski's retirement fight. Anthony, can you clarify that one?
No, I can't.
You can't?
Okay.
I haven't heard that rumour yet.
He's doing the rounds a little bit earlier on. I agree with you, Johnny. I heard the same rumour myself.
Heard the rumour. We'll have to get one clarified by Paul DeMacaulay later in the night.
Well, hopefully, if it is his last one, hopefully he can go out on a big win. But he's looking well. We mentioned earlier, Anthony, that credit just has to go to John because the way he's got his fighters looking tonight, just an absolute picture.
Well, actually, to John and Paul, I think they've got some of the fantastic shows happening. I think Ultimate Promotion, as my career bursted in 1995, their careers bursted as well. I think we've become one of the top promoters in Australia at the moment. I think they're holding some of the best shows in Australia now. Johnny's, I've got to say, he's one of the most dedicated kickboxing trainers you'll get in the field.
He is definitely, and there it is again, Shebeki, the stare down. Look at Markovski, look at the look on his face. Looking each other straight down the eye, wishing each other good luck. And referee Dave Hedgecott, the pioneer of Aussie kickboxing, will be the third man in centre ring.
75.6 kilograms, wearing UK trunks, gold and blue. He's had 12 bouts. He comes from Craigieburn. Would you welcome Graham? No worries. Weddell! Across the ring, part of the champ camp. Westside Sunshine Gymnasium, 8 bouts, 5 wins. The reigning Victorian light heavyweight champion. Proudly Melbourne's Western region. Would you welcome scaling 76 kilograms, the Rock, Peter Markovski.
Yep, they're right behind him here at the Macedonian Entertainment Centre. 6 2-minute rounds for the Australian title of the super middleweight. Battle between Peter the Rock Markovski and Graham No Worries Weddell. And we're about to start round 1. Here it is.
Let's get it on, boys. The Rock and No Worries about to rumble in centre ring. This one promises everything. And Peter Markovski, of course, renowned as a big bomber, especially with his hands. Very efficient.
Very, very sharp with the hands, Peter is. That's one of his upper points.
Fantastic boxing skills going in there from the left and the right. But Graham, No Worries Weddell, showing that he's just as resilient. Letting go of a few of his own. And the chance of Peter start going up already.
Both these fighters giving everything, and Weddell's down. The Rock got him with the right. Weddell was down.
That was a beautiful right hand, straight off the jaw.
It certainly was.
Peter the Rock Markovski measured in perfectly and it sent Weddell flying backwards. Going back into it again. Graham going downstairs with the leg kick, followed up by a high left roundhouse kick. Peter pushes him against the ropes. Graham trying to stay in there, and Peter really applying the pressure early.
Back to USA rules for this fight, so no knees, just
no
legs.
Knees allowed, and as we were saying.
We're back.
And as we were saying before, just taking a short break from the commentary there to grab a breath, that could upset Graham No Worries Weddell, not using the knees. He is a natural knee fighter. And another straight right, finding its way through the defences there by Peter Markovski.
This is an absolutely fantastic start for Markovski, Anthony.
I predicted that he'd come out bombing, and I think that's it.
He caught him with a short right. Did you see that one? Smack bang on the kisser. That'll take the starch out of you.
Left, right, left. He got a nice push kick.
There's not much kicking in it, but the handwork is brilliant at the moment. The Rock Markovski letting it all fly, hell for leather.
Markovski, fantastic first round for him. There's the bell in the first round.
Graham, no worries. Weddell must be sitting back and going, what the hell hit me then? It must have been a steam train. But he hung in there well. Perhaps in the second round, Anthony Vella, Markovski needs to go downstairs and start working some of his kicks against him. Oh, Weddell, I should say, starting to work some kicks against Markovski.
Well, if I was Peter now, I'll start bombing, going for the head, but really kicking the leg. I'll be bogging the hands and kicking the leg. Because now Graham will be aware of Peter's hands. So I'll be bogging the hands and kicking the leg. Just changes it a little bit, you know?
Let's see if they're the tactics that Johnny Sheeter's now passing on to Peter Markovski.
I think Johnny would be telling him to throw that straight right and follow with a right leg kick.
Comments from Anthony, the Hitman Vella, the undisputed Australian middleweight Muay Thai champion, here at ringside with Tony Shabecki and Michael Chavello. And don't forget, for all the action of tonight's card, pick up your copy of International Kickboxing Magazine and Blitz Martial Arts Action Magazine as we prepare for round 2 of this incredible rumble here at ringside.
5 rounds to go of the Australian title super middleweight fight. Peter Markovski, an absolutely fantastic first round. Graham Weddell copped a couple of big hits to the head, and now Weddell coming back. Markovski trying to fight out of the corner. And we've got a break on.
Well, Graham looking like he's hunting downstairs with a few more leg kicks this time. And Markovski's not having any of that. He's still bombing away, as Anthony said, with the big punches.
Markovski just looked a little bit disorientated there, Anthony.
Yeah, he copped a couple of good leg kicks there. Probably upset him a bit, but...
front kick there by Graham. Oh, that one caught him sweetly on the side of the face. Now Graham's starting to limber up with some of those high kicks.
Well, Graham's being a Thai fighter, he's always a big finisher. I think Graham will get stronger with every round that goes past.
That's right. Traditionally, that's how the Thai fighters start. They start the first round pretty slowly. Second round, they pick up the pace. From the third round onwards, they really go for it.
So we're in for a fantastic 4 rounds after this one. But the first 2 so far have had everything. Just under a minute to go of round number 2 here, the Australian title super middleweight fight. And Graham Weddell with the left and right to Markovski's face. That must have stung him, and Weddell is coming in for the kill.
Sent Markovski's head flying back with that short right before. Really found the mustard behind that one. And Markovski not looking as strong as he did in the first round. Graham starting to pick up the pace now.
As I said, Graham is a very tough boy. He can take a good punch. And that's why Peter, I think, was going for the early knockout, but
nice uppercut there for Markovski.
Trying to back Graham against the ropes. Graham trying to work his way.
Nice shot hand. Nice shot hand.
And referee Dave Hedgecott just getting in to break the fighters up. Markovski might have copped a knock to the back of the head there. And he's actually looking, he's looking
I think his legs.
Did his legs get chopped out?
Yeah, it looks like his knee might have gone. Left knee, finding it very hard to stand. It's all over.
It's all over. That's unfortunate for Peter the Rock Markovski.
That is an absolute shame.
Ringside physician Dr. Peter Lewis going to his attention straight away. Markovski is grabbing that left knee, and Peter Lewis going over to him at the moment. That's a big disappointment for Peter.
Looks like he may have turned on the leg just as he was going down, and the knees popped out, I'd reckon. And he'd be in excruciating pain, but what an absolute shame for Peter Markovski, because he was looking good.
He was looking good, actually. He came out very fast in the first round. Unfortunately, got caught in the second round, but I think he would have come good in the third and fourth. I think he just twisted that now. I didn't see a kick happen there.
Well, the suitcase of the doctor being slid into the ring, and it's definitely the left knee that is demanding the attention, and Dr. Peter Lewis gently feeling along the shin bone and up to the knee. And Peter looks like he's in a little bit of pain at the moment. And that's very unfortunate for The Rock. If this is his final fight of his career, a rumour which we to clarify...
Yeah, not a good way to go out.
Yeah, not a good way to go out indeed.
Well, I'll tell you what, if the rumours were right about it being his final fight, and if it is a serious knee injury, you can pretty much put your money on that being the case.
Well, yeah, let's hope there's not too much permanent damage. What do you think, Anthony?
Well, if it is his final fight, he's got nothing to be ashamed of. I think he put up gave his 100% there, and he was looking good till that happened. So he's got nothing to be ashamed of. And this is his last fight. He's had a good career and good luck.
And let's not take anything away from the other man, Graham, no worries, Weddell. He was on the receiving end of some very heavy blows in the first round, became the goods in the second round, came through and started to put it on to Peter Markovski. As we said, being a tight fighter, he would have gotten stronger every round as it proceeded. And well done to Graham Weddell. He was in there for the ride, in there for the full throttle in the thick of things. And in the end, unfortunately, a freak injury like that to happen, and not a good way to win the fight.
No, unfortunately not for Peter the Rock Markovski. Just toddling around that left leg now.
As a part of our history, that's it. Every time Graham Weddell fights one of our boys, it always ends up in controversy. Unfortunately.
Exactly.
You'll have to rematch him here.
And the last time these two fought, Markovski and Weddell, they had the big controversy about the...
Yes, it was. He got a big groin kick, and as he was going down, he copped one off Graham. And when he fought Johnny DeVoe, one of our other fighters, that was a big controversy there. So, a very controversial opponent, Graham Weddell.
And it's still there, Graham Weddell, the winner. Peter Markovski standing up in his corner without the aid of anybody or anything. The knee is unbraced at the moment, so that's good to see. He's hopping around, and that's not good to see, unfortunately.
No, not good for Peter. I mean, he's a great sportsman and a great ambassador for the sport. And it's unfortunate that if he has to retire, he has to go out like this. But then again, Graham Weddell, well done.
Howard Lee just presenting the belt, the Australian title, super middleweight. Let's go to Howard.
I don't remember how I got hit. I don't know, what can I say? Sorry to disappoint everybody. Johnny and Paul all helped me get ready for it. I'd like to thank all my friends, my fiance, putting up for me for the last couple of days. And congratulate Graham.
You didn't let anybody down, okay? Bad luck there. Peter Markovski feeling he let people down. That's not true. None of our kickboxers let anybody down. Graham, congratulations. A big Australian championship. Look towards the camera, Graham. First round, gee, was a tough one for you.
Yeah, I sort of woke up a little bit by the end of the first round. I thought I'd better pick my game up a bit, otherwise it might knock me out. I'd especially like to thank my sponsor, Rontel Holdings. He's sponsoring me now. I'd like to thank him very much. I don't know whether he's here or not. Very special thanks from me and all my crew in the corner. Especially like to thank my cornermen. They put up with me out the back, just sitting around relaxing. They always ask me if I'm alright, but I'm cool, guys. Always thank Joshy Summer Bob Jones. Let me train at his house. I appreciate it very much. Thank you, the crowd, for putting up with me. Thanks my girlfriend. She has to put up with me all the time. Doesn't know whether I'm coming or going. Thank you very much, Nicole.
Graham Weddell, very congratulations there, Graham. And take some of the amino acid bits, pass it on to Graham with our compliments. Okay,
no worries, Graham Weddell is always taking everything in his stride, and an unfortunate turn of events there for Peter Markovski. But looking towards the next fight number 10 on the star-studded card, the return of Nick Thunderkick Talakouris, Tony Shebeki against Adam McNamara.
I trained with Nick in Thailand when I was there. Nick and Stan, and Nick's looking very fit.
He's looking fit?
Very fit.
This is, of course, the second coming of Nick Talakouris, his second comeback.
And it is a knee fight, first knee fight for him.
Yes, international rules, 4 by 2-minute rounds, a super light heavyweight contest. Nick Thunderkick Talakouris against Adam McNamara.
Just watch out for that big axe kick.
Oh, the big axe kick and those lightning roundhouse kicks of his as well. Of course, Nick coming from the stable of Stanley, Longanidis, Songolorik, the Todaro brothers, and a host of other personalities that train at the Dana Goodson Fitzroy All-Stars Gym. The ever-popular fight scene of Eye of the Tiger in the spotlight, taking its way down the back of the auditorium for the entrance of our first fighter.
There he comes. Hands up.
It's a super light heavyweight bout, 4 2-minute rounds, international rules, as we said. Knees and all on this one. Nick Thunderkick Talakouris up against the man entering the ring as we speak, Adam McNamara.
Adam McNamara wearing the Mon Con over his head, the traditional Thai garment that's worn by Thai fighters as they enter the ring.
That is one tall and lanky-looking boy.
A very tall and lanky-looking boy, but hey, Talakouris will probably nearly match him for height. Talakouris is no shorty himself. And this is a traditional Thai pre-fight ritual being performed here by Adam McNamara. We'll see if he does the Ram Moi later on.
Very traditional.
3 kicks to the opponent's corner.
Very traditional ritual he's doing there.
Yeah, it's called the, I think it's the shooting of the arrows in the opponent's corner. And now his trainer will take off the Moncon, a very serious, very sacred symbol of Muay Thai fighters. And you can feel a buzz around the auditorium here at the Sunshine Macedonian Entertainment Centre as Nick Thunderkick Talakouris prepares to make his way to centre ring. Listen to the crowd go wild. They love this man. The finger raised in the air, a la always, any fighter of Dana Goodson, the #1 finger raised. And here comes the man they call Thunderkick.
Very good entertainer, Nick. He's been in the sport for a long time. And every time I've seen him fight, he just improves. I mean, he had a bit of his last comeback fight wasn't very up to scratch. I think he didn't have much preparation for that.
Been around for a few years, hasn't he?
Yes, very long time. But now I think he's dug deep, and I think we'll see something special out of Nick tonight.
It's a super light heavyweight bout. 4 2-minute rounds between Nick Thunderkick Talakouris, Adam McNamara, the sponsors of this bout, Sunshine Motoring. And you can see them for all your motel, private function rooms, reception centre. Also there at Sunshine Motoring. Give Michael a call for details. Here's Howard.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome in the blue corner? He comes from Warrnambool, Bessie Bell, Western District, with Richard Welch, his mentor. He was crowned Australian Fight of Fighters, Fight of Fury champion, untarnished in 5 bouts, wearing orange, green and white trunks. Would you welcome from the western part of Victoria, Adam McNamara. Scaling 82.5 kilograms in this super light heavyweight match fight. Red corner with the Lakos family Scott Butler, Bernie Dana sitting on side. He is the Australian Victorian South Pacific Cruiserweight champion. 31 years of age in lurid purple with white trim. He has a record of 14 wins in 16 bouts. He's met the cream of Australasia, the original Thunderkick, Nick Talakouris.
Nick Talakouris rising to the loud applause and cheers for the crowd here at the Macedonian Entertainment Centre here in Sunshine, Melbourne. It is the Night of Destruction. Kickboxing's Night of Destruction.
It's a happening, Tony Shebeki. As Howard said, we're about to see something special, as he likes to say. The Thunder Kick against Adam McNamara.
Just seeing Howard Lee here is something special.
Very busy referee tonight, running through the rules with both men.
As you noticed, unfortunately, Dana Goodson cannot be in the corner tonight.
Yes.
Unfortunately, after the last scruff they had down in the metro.
I heard something about that, but I don't know too many things about it, so I won't comment on it. I don't know all the full details of it. But Dana's sitting there in the front row at ringside. Now he's out cheering his boys on.
He's allowed to sit ringside, but he's not allowed to be in the actual corner.
Okay, fair enough. Well, he's close enough to it, isn't he?
Very close enough to it, yeah.
What a fight this is going to be. It's our second last fight of the night. And bang coming straight out.
McNamara opened out with a left leg front kick to Talakouris. Talakouris, look at the icy stare on his face. He's here for business. And he cocked one there, McNamara, to the side of the face. We saw the sweat fly as he backed in to the blue corner. This one, of course, 4 2-minute rounds being fought under international rules. Both men can trade some knees. Jeez, I'd like to see Adam McNamara slam a few knees into Nick Talakouris as he attempted then. He's a big boy and he can get a lot of power behind him.
It's going to be a tough fight for both fighters. 4 2-minute rounds.
Very composed, Nick. He's a very composed, relaxed fighter. Doesn't get excited.
No, looks cool, looks calm, looks collected. His right leg is pretty heavily bandaged. Is that the right leg that he's had problems with in recent years, Anthony?
Yes, he heard that when he fought Rick Kulu in that epic battle a couple of years ago.
That's right, yes.
Which that was an astonishing fight.
Yes, Rick Kulu, I'm not sure if he's still fighting at the moment, but of course one of New South Wales all-time best heavyweights and cruiserweights. And Adam McNamara choosing to use his hands a bit more at the moment than use those long legs of his. Nick Talakouris going downstairs with an outside kick to the outside left thigh.
I think if I was Adam, I'd stick on more grappling and try and tie Nick up. I wouldn't try to outbox Nick.
So go for the close tussle.
Yes, I would. Nick's got very classy hands for Adam. I'd go for the big kick and the grappling.
Would that not be a disadvantage for him with his height to try and get too close?
No, I think Adam's can use his knees properly.
Yep.
If he gets too close and starts boxing it with Nick will outbox Adam.
And Nick, of course, with that experience he had in Thailand, training at the Thai camps with Stanley and Longinides, would have been perfect preparation for tonight's comeback fight.
McNamara throwing a couple of knees in there into Talakouris' ribs. Tight first round between both fighters here, just sizing each other up.
Yeah, both men sizing each other up, and Nick not afraid to go in for the grapple and work those knees at the moment. End of the first round, an interesting round, not really much separating the fighters at the moment.
I think they just sized each other up, took it nice and easy. We'll see, I think the second and the third round will be very explosive rounds for both fighters.
Looking forward to that.
Little Joshua going around.
Yep.
Johnny Shooter's little boy.
The round 2 card. Coming up, round 2 of the super light heavyweight bout between Nick Thunderkick Talakouris and Adam McNamara. And the main event to come, it is the Australian title for the super welterweight division. Jenk, Great White Shark, Behic, and Dean Keady, the president.
The level, and Adam McNamara coming out firing at the hands then. And Nick tying him up in the blue corner yet again, trying to work the knees to the midsection and the rib cage. And he's a towering giant of a man, Adam McNamara. And Nick just looking composed. Nice leg kick it was.
Nice right hand.
Trying to go for the heel kick there as well, to the back of the calf area of Adam McNamara.
Nick Talakouris has legs made of concrete, guys.
We hope so. We hope that any of those injuries that struck Nick down a few years ago don't come back to haunt him. But so far tonight he's looking good. You know, he's going to clinch with Adam McNamara. He's trying to work the knees. And this is an interesting Thai fight so far.
It is. I'm very impressed by Nick. I think he's very taken up the grappling. Not scared to grapple in there and throw a couple of knees.
McNamara with the left and the right, now the knee to the ribs. Nick Talakouris going in with the two-handed punch.
Nick turns him around there against the ropes, trying to back him against the ropes, works a knee into the midsection. The referee Bryce Burtwish having to work overtime in this fight. The two men tied up, Lippman, there's no separating them at the moment. And Bryce Burtwish, that's his job. Missed with the leg kick, then went for the side kick, and McNamara, and either of them connecting.
Nice little left jab, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Inside leg kick by Nick Talakouris. Got to watch the knee, Nick. He's striking him pretty close to the groin.
Well, Adam's so tall and lanky, it's hard to see where his groin is, actually.
Ooh, it was a leaping, what would you call it?
Skip knee? Skip punch.
Skip punch.
We've invented a new technique here at ringside, and Nick Talakouris has tried to use it a couple of times so far in the fight.
I think if I was Nick, I'd go for the little slap knee on the side instead of those double rib punch I think he's throwing.
Yeah, he's going with the two-fisted rib punches on both sides, and that's round 2 over.
As you were saying before, Anthony, you know, impressed so far with Nick, working these very well. Obviously, Thailand paid off for him.
Yes, it did. Did a lot of grappling. That's the one I was training with him. We did a lot of grappling and stuff with Nick, and he's picked it up very well. I'm very impressed tonight.
Yeah, he's showed some great skills out there with the knees.
And of course, over the last weekend, we had Stanley fighting in Japan in the K1 qualifiers after spending 3 or 4 months over in Thailand. And Stan actually defeating a Thai opponent on points as well. And Slam and Sam Greco also defeating his opponent. Both those men going through to the K1 $250,000 prize purse finals to be held sometime in April.
Stick up for you, Anthony.
Oh, maybe when I put 40 kilos on. I tell you, with prize money like that, you think I'll think twice, you know?
For sure.
Wouldn't mind doing it. But
Pizza Hut looks good.
Preparing ourselves for round 3, the thunder kick against Adam McNamara.
It's the super light heavyweight bout. 2 rounds to go. 4 minutes of action left, and it has been 4 minutes of action so far.
I'm going to give it to Adam as as well. He's not scared of Nick. Nick's got a big reputation, and Adam's not very. He's just like got no respect for Nick. He's got really going for him.
Not at all. You can fall into the trap of giving a fighter too much respect, but Adam McNamara hasn't done that here tonight. He's taking it right up to Talakouris, trying to throw some leg kicks in there on a high right roundhouse, and there's a high left kick. Talakouris just moving out of the way and replying with a kick to the outside left thigh of McNamara.
He's got a high kick, hasn't he, McNamara?
He has. Both boys have got very high kicks, lightning kicks.
I think he's only 18 years old.
He looks young, and it takes a lot of ability to manage to get your leg up there and connect with any sort of momentum,
especially that way.
And Nick Talakouris opening up a cut just on the side of the left thigh, and fortunately it's just to the side of the eye. If it was above the eye, it could cause some problems for McNamara. Definitely bleeding. Oh, he connected with a nice straight right then. Nice. Went in with the knee to the midsection, and that one will take the starch out of you, Anthony.
A great combination.
Actually, I get fired up when I get hit, so...
Well, we saw that against Louis Ossipides last year. You were nearly gone in the third round, then you pulled the miracle out.
Yeah, really fired me up, that did.
Getting this eye looked at now. I'm sure it's not too bad. Fair bit of blood there.
A ringside physician, Dr. Peter Lewis, who does most of the Melbourne kickboxing shows. And he says, yes, no problem, Bryce, let's get on with it.
Peter's a very experienced doctor, and I always feel comfortable every time I fight him, but I have Peter ringside.
Right in front of the commentary position, these two guys going for it. Legs, knees and fists just going everywhere. Now they're tied up against the ropes.
Anthony, Nick Talakouris, I've seen him do it a few times in the fight where he puts his gloves over the ropes and holds onto them.
Actually, it's not a legal move, but...
Spinning kick by Adam McNamara! He caught Nick Talakouris in the midsection. Nick's gone down and that winded him. He's trying to get his red back. What a shot!
Best spinning kick of the night so far, gentlemen.
Landed very subtly. That was what you call a rib breaker.
Oh, he measured him beautifully with that one, but Nick straight back into the fight.
Oh, right on the bell.
That is the end of round 3.
What a spectacular way to end the round for Adam McNamara. The crowd are loving it. They're on their feet up the back of the auditorium. Nick Talakouris didn't know what hit him in the midsection then. An awesome shot.
And I'll tell you who was one of the most excited guys in the stadium when he landed it, Bob Jones.
Adam is a what you call a BJC operation student.
Yep.
He trains under Richard Walsh, who white fought in my third fight.
Really?
I fought Richard Walsh. He had 9 fights at my third fight.
And you won, of course.
And I won that one. And so he's part of the corporation, and I suppose Bob's getting very excited, especially when he fights one of Dana's boys. He's always getting
bit of competition there.
He's always getting excited.
Hitman 15-0 at the moment. Is that your record? 17. Okay, we'll give you that. 17-0. Must feel a bit strange to be sitting in the audience of one of the Ultimate Promotion shows.
Yeah, it is actually. I keep waiting for him to call me back and get well done.
Just stay right next to us, mate. We're more than happy to have you for the last round of this super light heavyweight bout. And then the big one coming up after this one, mate.
White Shark against the President. I love it, Shebeki, I love it. The atmosphere is here, the pandemonium is here, the crowd are loving it. He's taking it down again. Sweeping leg kick. Nick didn't expect that one. McNamara's confidence is riding high.
I think Nick's looking very down.
Yep.
And Adam's riding on a high, so it's been an interesting round to see how it ends out.
There is absolutely no stopping Adam McNamara here. Yes, there is! Nick Talakouris coming in with the right leg and taking McNamara down.
He's showing that intestinal fortitude that all great fighters show. He went down from Adam McNamara. He said it's payback time. I'll put me down with one of my own. Bob Jones out of his seat at ringside. The crowd out of their seats. Everyone loving this encounter. It's fantastic.
Couldn't get a better night's out, I think.
Oh, geez, you're not wrong. This last round has had everything so far. So many kicks. The legs would have to start to feel weary now, wouldn't they?
Oh, yeah, I mean, people sit back and watch, I can do that, but they don't realise how much commitment these guys would have to take to do 6'2" like this strong, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The running, the psychological, the training, the bag work and everything you have to do.
And look at the grit of determination on Nick Thunderkick Talakouris' face. He really wants a victory here tonight, and both men giving the crowd real value for money. Tied up in centre ring, Adam pushing him back towards the ropes.
Well, Adam's really an up-and-comer. I mean, Nick has got a number of fights under his belt, so Adam's got everything to gain in this fight.
Well, as far as Adam's concerned, if he can hold on, he'll probably take the fight. Would you agree with that, Anthony?
Yeah, I think so. It'd be a very close position.
Yep. Bell not too far away for the last and final round. Right here, this is it.
Right roundhouse kick there by McNamara. And the sweat flying off the face of Talakouris. Came back well after being winded by that huge spinning back kick in the last round.
There's a bell, it's all over. What a fantastic fight.
You have to clap for that one, you have to clap for that one.
Certainly do.
That was a great fight. Number 10 of the night. And probably one of the best fights we've seen so far.
The super light heavyweight bout between Nick Thunderkick Talakouris. Decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a split decision. The winner from the blue corner, Adam McNamara.
On a split decision in the blue corner, Adam McNamara.
We called it again, and as I said, a very close decision. It would have been a tough one to decide. His way to the ring now, the president, Dean Keady.
6-7-double-7-double-0.
With our main event.
Main event coming up. It is the Australian title for the super welterweight bout. Jenk, Great White Shark, Behic versus Dean, the President Keady. And let's have a look at these two fighters now, boys. Anthony, you might want to have a look at Jenk for us.
Well, Jenk's a very young and up-and-coming fighter.
He's a St. Albans. He's a St. Albans boy.
When you hear the air attack warning, you and your family must take a couple of
And making his way to the ring now, the president, Dean Keady. This place is going to erupt. When Jenk, the Great White Shark, Behic makes his way to the ring, it's going to be pandemonium, Shabaki.
You're not wrong there, Anthony. You're talking about Jenk for us.
Yeah, Jenk's a very up-and-comer, very strong fighter, very strong kicks. Jenk's big, he's a big kicker.
And we know he can take punishment and go the distance. We saw him against Michael Kenner twice.
Yes, he can.
Go the distance.
Jenk can dig deep really in his stomach and ring it out in the last couple of rounds. I mean, Jenk can give it as well as he can take it.
And Michael Chavella, have a look at the President Dean Keady for us.
I've seen the President Dean Keady fight on a couple of occasions, and I tell you what, you think Jenk Behic has heart? This man has a lot of heart. He's one of the toughest men in kickboxing, and he can take punishment. He is going to dish it up to the Great White Shark tonight.
No reason to ask why the crowd is starting to stand up and applaud. The music is starting to get louder.
Eye of the Tiger,
Eye of the Tiger is being played.
Oh, you can't control yourself. It's pandemonium here at ringside. The crowd on their feet, welcoming to centering the one, the only Great White Shark, Jenk Behic.
How does this actually feel, Anthony Vella, coming to a crowd just cheering you on like this?
I tell you, people tell me, why do you fight? Why do you do it? For that 5 seconds of glory, this is why you do it. The feeling of coming out of the crowd and everybody in the whole audience is cheering for you, it's just an unbelievable feeling, you know what I mean? You can't describe how it feels just coming out. It's a good feeling.
This event is brought to us by PCA Global Communications. For all your communication needs, doing it right the first time. Arthur, Justin and John out there on 9867
There is the There is one of Australia's most charismatic characters. The shark sunglasses, the shark gown, the shark trunks, the Great White Shark, Jenk Behic, ready for action. And the President Dean Keady not being fazed by any of it. He's got a steely gaze in his eye. He looks at Jenk, looks away, and he says, "I'm ready for you, Jenk. Give it to me, mate."
Well, Dean's a very composed fighter. Fights anybody, anytime. He takes on all challenges. He's a very good boxer. He's had a lot of boxing fights, Dean. So It'll be the kicker against the boxer.
Yep, and it's going to be a fantastic fight. As we said, we've waited 3 hours and 20 minutes for this one. It's about to happen. The main event, the Australian title Super Welterweight belt up for grabs. Let's go to Howard Lee.
Australia, Australasia, Jenk Hitchcock. The timekeeper is Graham Simpson. Ringside possession, Dr. Michael Clancy. Your World Kickboxing Association ring supervisor. The Rhino, Michael Kenner. I'm ring announcer Howard Lee on behalf of Ultimate Kickboxing. Thank you for a great night of action here. 11 bouts. We'll be back at the IV night spot with Al and James. Your ringside commentators. Tony Xubereb from the Gladiators. Michael Chavello from Blitz. And the Hitman, Anthony Bella. Ringside Medical Chief Dr. Peter Lewis. Martial Arts Board representatives Bob Barch and Tracy from the ACT in Canberra. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
This is a happening thing.
It's on for young and old. Jenk, Behic, the president, Dean Keady.
Let's get ready to rumble!
The most thing I like about when Jenk fights is his crowd. This crowd really gets behind Jenk. They start the chant going, and it's just a good feeling. The whole place will erupt as soon as the bell sounds.
Only 3 people can do it like that in the Western Suburbs, Hitman. You're one of them, Jenk's one of them, and Laura the Storm Skinner.
Yes.
Dean Keady won, but tonight he faces a new challenge. Would you welcome in the blue corner from Frankston with a record of 13 wins in 21 bouts, getting 69.6 kilograms. With muscle works on the back, all black crunch a la Mike Tyson. Would you welcome with Dave Berry in the corner, Dean Keady. Across the ring, the private Melbourne, Western Region from St Albans. Getting 70.3 kilograms, Sunshine Police Gym, John Peter, Paul Demacoli, Joseph McCauley, Laura Skinner, just to name a few. He has a record of 8 bouts, 6 wins, WKA Victorian, Super Welterweight Champion, red and lime green clip, the great white shark, Jenk.
Oh yeah, the crowd is absolutely going wild.
Tony Xubereb, I can't hear myself thinking. I can't even hear you speaking. It's incredible here at ringside.
So how's the fight going to start off, Hitman?
I think they'll fill each other out for a round, and we're looking at a very explosive last 5 rounds.
Very privileged to have Anthony the Hitman Bella in our corner over here in the commentary position. Tony Xubereb and Michael Chavello bringing you this big bout, the main event. Big high kick
by the Shark, and he follows it up again.
As I said, James got very strong kicks. He can get the kick up really high, very close to his opponent.
Jenk pushing him away there with the left-legged front kick.
And he's moving well, left and right. He's not staying in front of Dean to let him use his hands.
And the president, Dean Keady, look at him. He's composed, he's calm, he's collected. He knows what's coming, and he's prepared himself well for the great white shark. Another front kick there by Jenk. Look at the back of the shorts. Shark attack.
Shark attack.
And for all the people out here in the western suburbs, that's exactly what they hope it is. Both fighters really putting in a good performance at the start here, boys. They're not waiting back, are they?
No, they're really throwing good, clean shots, you mean? You can see the experience of the fighters. And if you notice, James waxed his legs for the first time for this fight. Looking very suave.
Yeah, very
Laura
suave.
Skinner helped him out with that one.
Whoa! Big high round kick.
I was waiting for the back fist to come out.
No shortage.
But beautiful blocking.
Spectacular advance.
But beautiful blocking there by Keady.
Yeah, President Dean Keady built up his wall very well. He saw that one coming, and well done. He's not deterred by it at all. But Jenk, the great white shark, accumulating the points so far, came over the top there with the right hand.
Just
and nice ducking and weaving there by the president.
Yeah, well, Dean's a very good boxer, like I said, so he'll duck and weave and slip any punches that come towards his head, so...
Ooh,
Keady with the nice left, yep.
Nice high right roundhouse kick again to the head and a front kick there by Jenk.
So as we'll see the kick against the boxer.
You said that at the start, and that's exactly the way it's turned out so far, Hitman. There's no doubt about that.
Shark round up for another spinning one, didn't follow it through. The capture of the roundhouse kick. And the finish up there by Dean Keady with the inside leg kick. And the end of round one. I'll tell you what, Jenk, nothing short of spectacular in round one. And the president cool, looking calm, playing a good, solid game.
I think Jenk's come out to give his crowd a good show. He's not scared to throw stuff, he's spinning here and there. And even sometimes he just thinks about a shot, he's not taking it. Then, on the other hand, he's waiting. He's not here to impress anybody, he's here to do a job. He wants to win the title. So he's just waiting, relaxing, and I think he's just feeling Jenk out.
Put yourself in Johnny Shooter's shoes. What do you say to Jenk?
Well, I'll tell the Jenk to keep his hands up still, keep aware, keep moving around, don't stay in front of Dean. If you stay in front of Dean, he'll work you with the hands. You've got to keep moving left and right. So I think Johnny will be telling him, keep moving around, just doing what he's doing. Just keep around, stick and move, stick and move.
And Michael Chevello over in Dean Keady's corner?
Well, the president, Dean Keady, I think they'd be telling him to see if he can use his legs a little bit more in this one. Saying, don't be afraid to go in there. Jenk's going to try and pull out some spectacular kicking techniques, but stay in close and work the hands, because the boxing skills is where he can really win this fight.
Round number 2 of the 6th-round event, the main event. The super welterweight Australian title up for grabs here between Jenk Behic and Dean Keady. A fantastic first round, and both fighters once again coming out hard in round number 2.
Oh, Jenk connected nicely there with a straight right, and the president tying him up over in the neutral corner, and referee Dave Hedgecock separating the men.
Dean seems a bit intimidated by the crowd. I think he's got that. He's not as...
Well, you would be too if there was 1,500 people here and 1,498 were for you.
Yeah, space.
Ooh, if he would have connected that one, he would have decapitated him. But it wasn't to be for Jenk Behic. And the president, Dean Keady, just stalking him, taking his time, waiting for the opening, playing it very clever at the moment.
Jenk's a tough player. I've spotted Jenk on many occasions and I've really given him good straight rights, and he can take a good punch, Jenk.
Anthony Valley, you might just want to explain that bandage on Jenk's leg.
Well, unfortunately, Jenk had a bit of an accident in Thailand, and he's got just a little cut on his shin. So the doctor advised him to just put a bit of bandage around it, so there's no bleeding, because of the bleeding rule with the
yes, that was connected.
To the next section, sent the president reeling back. Dean Keady knows he's got him high. Hunts after him there in the blue corner, left and right to the head. But Dean Keady took the kick, took a high roundhouse kick to the head.
I think Dean's in trouble.
Young and old.
Jenk's unloading, left, right, underneath.
Up barrage of punches, and Dave Hedgecock standing count to the president. The crowd going wild. It's carnage here at ringside.
It is third time locking for that round kick, because the first 2 were blocked nicely. The third one really connected hard on the jaw.
It really threw it in close, that's why it landed. I think they didn't expect it to come up so high.
Saved by the bell in round 2.
End of the second round, there's not one person in their seat, Shebeki over that side of the auditorium. I have a look behind us, the last 4 or 5 rows are all on their seat. They'll be all on their feet by the end of the night, I can tell you that, the way this fight is going. Fantastic stuff so far.
To sum up round 2, Anthony the Hitman Vella.
And we can actually see a trace of blood, and it might be coming from either the right ear or the neck region of the president, Dean Keady. They're attempting to that one at the moment. Jenk doesn't look like he's taking too many bad blows at the moment either. He's breathing fairly heavily, but it's understandable. He's given Keady some punishment in that round, and Keady has stayed with it and come back and tried to stay in close and work those hands.
Well, Jenk did exactly what he did in the first round. Just dance around, move, stick and move. He's throwing these techniques a bit harder this time, just to get closer to the end of the round. So I think he'll keep at it. He'll just stick and move, and hopefully he'll land a fatal punch that might slow down.
Might just finish it off. Let's see what happens. Round 3 of the super welterweight Australian title bout between Jenk Behic and Dean Keady. 2 rounds gone, 4 to go.
Shark attack.
That was
another spinning kick.
But he actually copped one as he was going around too, so that's what took him down to the ground, but it was really nothing in it.
Well, Dean needs to pick up his game if he wants to do anything in this fight.
Jenk just coming in with those feet.
Yes. And the president trying a high kick of his own, then going for right uppercut. Didn't quite find the mark. Jenk slamming that leg kick again to the outside left thigh.
He's going to start working the front leg now.
It's been a favourite target of fighters all night, really, Anthony. We saw, the first couple of fights, a lot of fighters going to that lead leg, and once you soften that, really, it takes a lot of starch out of your opponent.
Well, a lot of fighters like to throw the leg kick. They feel their opponent out. I mean, if you can land 2 or 3, it's a very painful feeling having your front leg not to lean on.
Yep.
Tony Shebeki, can I see blood coming out of the nose of President Dean Keady?
Just about to say that, no, Michael Chavello, there definitely is blood coming out of the right nostril.
He caught him nicely then.
Bit of a sweep. Nice sweep there from Keady to bring Jenk down. Jenk balking the round kick. Electing to go for the high kick instead, and then Keady bringing him down with the sweep. But there's definitely blood coming out of Keady's right nostril.
But Jake's still moving around. He's not standing in front. He's moving side to side. Notice he's very light on his feet.
Would you say Jenk could be the fitter of the two?
At the moment, I think Dean's got the heap of punishment off Jake. So,
well, blood coming out of the nostril and blood also coming out of that right ear, actually, of the president.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about Jenk, but he looks like he could have some blood appearing over his top, over his eyebrow, actually, of his left eye. Unless that's part of Keady's blood that had come off maybe a head clash, but I'll have to check that one out. Jenk going again with that high right roundhouse kick and a spinning kick again.
Whoa. Nearly pulled his knee out there.
Yeah.
Well, nearly did it good, if anything. But round 3 over. 3 gone, 3 to come. And to have a look at what happened in round number 3, Anthony the Hitman Vella.
Well, Jake's sticking to his game plan. He's moving, staying light on his feet, just throwing those kicks, stick and move. That's the game plan, I think, from Johnny. Just stick and move, don't try to knock Dean out. Because Dean, as you saw, he took a good kick that couldn't put anybody away. And he came back from it. So I think Jake's doing a good thing, just stick and move, and he's putting on a good show for the crowd.
Michael Chavello, what are the corners telling there?
Well, I think like Anthony said, Dean showing tremendous intestinal fortitude in that round. His corner would be telling him, get in there, try and get in a little bit closer. Don't let him work any of those high kicks on you, because they're going to be good point scorers for Jenk in this fight. Get in there and use your hands. You're a champion boxer. Get in there and show Jenk what you're made of. He delivered a couple of nice blows to the body coming towards the end of the round, so he's shown that he can do it. He's shown that he can stand up to the best that Jenk can give him. Let's hope he sweats out the rounds and starts delivering some of those fists.
At the halfway mark, do we have Jenk in front?
I think Jake's up for every round.
Yeah. Okay, round 4 coming up.
Definitely, Dean needs to pick up his game. He needs to cut the ring off. He's letting Jenk use too much of the ring. Just cut him off and keep him in the corner.
And Jenk's using every bit of that ring too that he's giving him. This is the PCA Global Communications sponsored fight. The main event, the Super Welterweight Australian title.
There with the right hand, and the nice reply there from the President Dean Keady. Nice left hook, timed it well, and that was a roundhouse kick right up to the torso area. Dave Hitchcock said, no lady, you're going to have to take the count for that one standing up.
Like I said, Jenk can throw that. He was standing right in front of him when he threw that kick. He can throw those kicks very high, very close to his opponent.
Yes, and he's doing it well, connecting with much more kicks than Dean Keady is. As Anthony the Hitman Vella said, it's going to be the fight between the boxer and the kicker, and that's definitely the way it's turned out in the first 3.5 rounds.
The President Dean Keady, both in the centre of the ring. Jenk there attempting an axe kick. Don't see those too often.
Look like
there's the high left roundhouse kick and followed by the right. Inside leg kick by the President. And an inside leg kick response from the Great White Shark. Saw Keady go down, spinning back his eyes, pulling out all the stops with the crowd.
I think Jenk's on a high here. Dean's got to keep his hands up and not get caught, because Jenk's on a high and he can put him away any time.
Jenk looks like he's enjoying himself, Anthony. He looks like he's enjoying being out there at the moment and showing the crowd what he can do.
I mean, it's a good feeling fighting at home. You've got all the crowd behind you, and you couldn't get a better atmosphere than this, you know what I mean?
But don't underestimate the President, because he has shown resilience, he has shown durability, and he can come back.
No doubt about that.
Dean's got a very strong right hand. I mean, if he lands it on Jenk at any time, I think he'll be in trouble. So Jenk's still got to be aware.
Jenk not giving him a real chance to land that right hand, but he's keeping the distance by doing those kicks, so many kicks. Obviously, Keady's keeping away.
I mean, yeah, that's what he's doing. He's just dancing, sticking, moving. He's hitting him and moving. He's not staying in front of him.
A couple of nice combinations with the legs there by Jenk. He went the inside leg kick and followed up the roundhouse. Much to the delight of this huge crowd here.
Keady went for the big uppercut too.
He went for the uppercut. Unfortunately, didn't connect as he'd wanted it to. Shebeki, we're seeing a thriller of a fight here in the main event.
You ain't wrong, Michael. 4 gone, 2 to come in this PCA Global Communications sponsored fight between Jenk, the Great White Shark, Behic and Dean Keady. It's the Australian title for the Super Welterweight belt, and Anthony Hitman Vella. How's it looking?
Oh, it's looking pretty good, eh?
Depends where you look, I suppose.
No, I think Jenk's done a fantastic job here tonight. He's sticking and moving, like I said, keeping away from... He's trying his combinations and moving off. He's not standing in front of Dean, letting Dean come back on him. Because a lot of fighters, they take a good combination, but they come back. They'll take 2 punches and come back with 4. But Jenk's giving him the 2 and moving around. He's not staying in front of him and copying the counter punches off Dean.
4 rounds so far would all say, I reckon, to Jenk. How does Dean Keady get up from here, Michael?
Dean Keady gets up from here, I think, like Anthony said, cutting him off, probably staying in close, trying to back him into a corner and work his hands. You know, he's got a driller of an uppercut going. He's got a beautiful left hook. He's got a nice right cross. In the hand department, he's got it, and that's where he has to go to work on the Great White Shark.
Yeah, Dean's staying too far back. See how far back he is? He's letting Jenk too many rooms for those kicks.
And Jenk taking every advantage of that
combination
room.
there by the president.
He needs to get really in close with Jenk and put him on the ropes.
In the brawling situation, there's no doubt that Jenk's got the advantage in nice and close. Oh, there's another spinning kick. Didn't connect that time. Jenk going the inside kick and now going for the follow-up punching. 1-2. Good combination there from Jenk, Anthony.
Yes, it is. I think Jenk's shown us that he can become the champion of the future. He's looking for a big year this year. He wants to get Dean out of the way because he lost to Dean last year. And he'll be looking at bigger, better things for the year to come.
For the Great White Shark, Jenk Behic, this is payback time. The rematch has been waiting a long time for. And he's looking to take it all out here tonight on the President Dean Keady. And the President's still staying into that nose, still bleeding. Lines him up with a vicious left hook. But Jenk retaliates as a shark assault. Look at him go. Roundhouse kick to the body.
Fired Jenk up a bit.
It certainly did. So I think Jenk might have been a little bit upset with himself and let it through.
Yeah.
Trying that big right arm is Keady.
The crowd starting to get behind Jenk now.
Right behind him, and they'll be right there in the last round too. This round just about over.
See, Dean's throwing the 1-2 punch. He's not following up. He should be throwing 1-2 kick back up to the punches.
Yeah.
He's only throwing 2 combinations, and that's not going to work on Jenk.
Is that because he's not confident with his kicking?
I'm not sure. It depends how you train. I mean, if you throw 2 punches on a bag when you train, that's what you do in your fight. So I'm not sure what the strategy in the corner is right now, but if I was Dean, I'd be throwing 2 to the head, 1 to the leg, back up to the head.
That is round 5 over. There is 1 to go. Round number 6 coming up with this main event, the Super Welterweight Australian title bout. And to sum up the first 5 rounds, here's Anthony the Hitman Valorant to tell us what will happen in the last, Michael Chiavello.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know what Dean's corner is saying to him at the moment, but I think to win this fight, he's going to need a knockout, Anthony.
Yeah, well, Dean needs a big knockout. And I think it's going to be very hard to knock Jenk out. He's got the whole crowd behind him. I think he's feeling it. I don't think he's got hurt throughout the fight. He's been moving around very relaxed, very calm, stick and moving. So I think Dean's got to come out rushing him, put him on the ropes, and really stick at him for a round if he wants to get anywhere in this fight.
Totally agree with you. He's giving him too much room to work those kicks. He's got to stay in close. Boxer, he's a great boxer, staying close, work the hands. Here we go, Shabaki, the 6th and final round, and listen to the crowd get behind it.
1 minute 50 away from glory.
This is what the capacity crowd tonight come here to see.
That's exactly right. 1,500 people here tonight at the Macedonian Entertainment Centre in Sunshine have seen 10 fantastic fights, and this, the last, is probably the best of the lot so far.
Good body shot there, right there.
Dean coming in hard now. He really needs to put something special in here. There's no doubt that Jenks has the fight won if he can stay up.
Yeah, Dean hunting with the big right hand there a moment ago.
He's stalking him now. See how he's walking up to Jenks? That's what he should have done from the 3rd round onwards now. But I don't think he's going to knock Jenk out. See how he's walking up to him, not letting him kick as much?
Yeah.
That's why he's stopping Jenk with the kicks, and he's landing a couple of nice hands.
Oh, popped him on the side of the head there with the right hand. Jenk just shook it off and said, I'm coming back for more, President. I'm still in this one.
It's going to have to be a big hit to knock him out.
It'll have to be a thunder hit, that's for sure.
Jenk's on a big high right now.
The crowd right behind the Great White Shark, and he's not letting him down. Dean Keady trying to come back with a good right and a left, but Jenk with the kick to the head. This is great fighting here by Jenk. Keady's trying everything in the last round, but Jenk just keeping his distance, keeping away. He knows if he stays away, he's got it won.
The President trying to push him back against the ropes, but Jenk's showing his quickness and his agility to move out of that position.
He Jenk with a good left hook right then.
Under a minute to go, about 30 seconds left of this last round. Oh, good kick there from Keady.
He knows he needs a knockout, he's going for it, but
it's just a pity that Dean couldn't have done this a couple of rounds ago.
Yeah, but he should have done this from the third round, I believe.
With this crowd noise behind Jenk, you can throw a block of concrete on his head, and he wouldn't be knocked out.
Oh, spinning heel kick again.
Jenk could get the knockout punch.
I think he's going for the big knockout.
Jenk's going for it. The president a little bit wobbly.
There's the bell.
It's over. It's over. Forget it. Dean Keady, I'm sorry to say, this is not his fight. The great road shark, Jenk will take the points home.
I have to agree with you, Anthony Vella.
Yeah, well, Jenk did a magnificent job here tonight. He came out, danced around, gave the crowd a good show, spinning kicks. It was a classic battle, the kicker against the boxer. Unfortunately, the boxer gave the kicker too much room, and the kicker took advantage of it. But Jenk showed us tonight that he has the capacity to take a world title in the years to come. He's only 21 years of age, he's got plenty of years ahead of him, and he can only improve from here.
You're not wrong there, Anthony Vella. The judges' decisions have been collated. Very shortly, Howard Lee will have the official decision, but I think it is unanimous here in the commentary position that the bout will go to Jenk. Bob Jones just congratulating everyone on tonight's event. It has been a spectacular night of kickboxing right here at the Macedonian Entertainment Centre.
I've got to give congratulations to Johnny. I think all these fighters tonight look superb.
Fantastic.
All fit, they all came up pumping. So I think Johnny's doing a big job with his fighters this year. And the Western Suburbs camp, the Sunshine Police Youth Club.
Yes.
I think it'll be one of the best camps in Victoria this year.
And don't forget to read all the action of tonight's events and every other event happening on the Australian kickboxing scene. Grab your copy of International Kickboxer magazine and Blitz Martial Arts in Action magazine.
Arthur Bablis, the Managing Director of PCA Global Communications, in the ring to present the winning trophy.
And I'm sure that the sport has won tonight.
Great supporters of kickboxing. And I think we are not too far away from a decision here, boys. Sitting in the middle of the ring is the Australian Super Welterweight belt.
Both boys, I think, turned professional tonight.
Okay.
It is a pro title, so this is the first professional fight.
So a check going their way.
Check, sure.
Jenk made very impressive tonight. He gets better and better at every fight, more and more experience. Fantastic. His stint in Thailand done him a great deal as well.
Here's the decision. Let's go to Howard.
Jurymen who wear PCA Global Communications. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a split decision. The new champion comes from the red corner.
There it is. Jenk, the great white shark, Behic, takes out the Australian Super Welterweight title. But a split decision, boys. Can you believe that?
That's a very surprising result. I thought Jenk dominated from round one, from the word go, every round.
Ladies and gentlemen, it takes two to tango, and a man who went down in fantastic fashion. He's a former dual champion, Dean Keady. Come on, give Dean a big round of applause. Only beaten by a breath. Split decision. Dean, bad luck. You fought a great battle. You took a standing count in round two, but you came home strong. Only beaten by a breath. It's one each now.
Yeah, Jenk's always put up well in the last fight. Yeah, our previous fight was a real good one, and this one was again too. I think I'll take the opportunity now to retire, and at least for a while anyway. Maybe have a few boxing.
They're very valiant, they're very humble. President Dean Keady on the receiving end of a shark assault tonight from the great white Jenk Behic, taking the top honours in centre ring. The new Australian Super Welterweight champion.
Because, and I know Kamal's there, very proud dad, but we'll be talking to all the principals. Don't go away.
Yeah, what a fantastic fight to finish off the night of destruction right here at the Macedonian Entertainment Centre.
Well, it was a good night, and they named it really well, Night of Destruction, and that's what it was.
The night of destruction, and I reckon the night of construction too, because a lot of futures have been built right here in the ring tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean, looking at the fights tonight, you're looking at all young fighters. They're all up-and-coming fighters.
Yeah.
And like I said, Australian kickboxing and Thai fighting will improve from here. We've got a lot of boys coming up now, a lot of girls getting into the sport, and I believe in a couple of years Australia will be #1 in the world.
I have to agree with you. We're only behind Holland and Japan and Thailand at the moment. Yeah, there's no reason why we can't get up there. Shows like these at the ground roots that are the stepping stones for the fighters.
Well, the only difference between us and Holland and Japan is that Holland's in Europe instead of Europe, so they have more competition to choose from. To go from Holland to France is not a big drama, but Australia's sort of on the other side of the world.
Exactly.
Let's go into the ring.
You came back a lot harder than the last one, but I always wanted to Australian gold to working, and I thought so. I'm proud to be champion of the beautiful country like Australia. I know we're the other party team. We're the other party Ivy, all Ivy. I want to thank my supporting family, my mum, my father, my sister, my husband, and always my brother and all that is all here. Especially Costa he's training me hard. He's probably more core fit than we are. He's trained harder than what we do. Thanks everyone for coming along and supporting me. And just give us a plan that this is going to start. And keep behind me all the way to the top. The person is really the big hope behind this. Not only my manager, not only the promoter, but also a very good friend of mine, Paul and my colleague. I want to thank all of you for staying especially. On May 24th, we have a big blockbuster, Queensland versus Victoria. We have Anthony Bell fighting Tony Hill. Jenk fighting Big Hart, which had 28 fights. And Monteleone versus Wayne Elton. And we have a rematch between Lindsay, Todaro and Pele Manivong for a state title. May 24th here. Thank you very much.
Folks, you heard that. Do not go anywhere except for the Macedonian Entertainment Centre. May the 24th, the big one. You're on there, Hitman.
Yes, I am. It'll be a big fight. I think me and Tony Hill, it'll be like a big firework display, I think, in centre ring.
Let's have a listen to Johnny. Okay, boys, we heard that. Jenk has got a long way to go, says Johnny's Sheeta, and I don't think any of us would disagree.
No, definitely not. I mean, Jenk's got a long way to go, but the only way it's up really from here. He's won his pro debut, he's won a title, and he's getting better and better after every fight. There are big things on the pipeline for this boy. And, as long as he keeps his head on his shoulders and he keeps training hard, the management and the training that he's under at the moment, Johnny Sheeta, Port Nicoli,
exactly, folks, this is it, live from the entertainment, from the Macedonian Entertainment Centre here in Sunshine. It has been an absolutely fantastic night of boxing. Kickboxing's Night of Destruction was brought to you by Ultimate Promotions in conjunction with PCA Global Communications and all the other sponsors on the night. Anthony Bella, all the best for the future. We hope speaking to you again very shortly. Thank you very much. Michael Chavello, an absolute pleasure to call with you for the first time, hopefully not the last.
Mickey was an experience and treasure, and I'll tell you what, we're down to the Ivy now for a bit of boogie on the dance floor. And I know the Hitman will be wanting to toss up his knees as well.
Sounds good to me. Tony Shemeki signing off from the Macedonian Entertainment Centre, and hope to catch you again on Fox Sports in another Ultimate Promotion kickboxing event.